อืมอืมอืมมาอันนี้อุ้ยมาแรงใครเข้ามาแล้วทักทายกันได้นะวันนี้วันเสาร์นะสวัสดีวันเด็กนะคะทุกคนสวัสดีค่ะทุกคนสวัสดีทุกคนนะคะนี่เราจะมาดูแข่งพร้อมกันนะเชียร์ฟิลิปปินส์แล้วกันไม่รู้จะเชียร์อะไรเชียร์ฟิลิปปินส์ยาวๆเฮ้ยรอจ้าเอ้ยเปิดตัวแล้วเดินกับอันนี้ของกัมพูชานะทุกคนรอเว้ยเอ้ยคือทุกคนเรามีคลิปโมบายลิเจนเลยยังไม่ได้ตัดไม่ได้ทำอะไรเลยแบบเหนื่อยเกินอะช่วงเนี้ยต้องทำงานอะอันนี้ VSE อ่ะของไหนไหมลุ้นเอ้ยยืนตึงอันนี้เป็นโคนนะทุกคนแล้วอยากเห็นสเต็ปกัมพูชามากอ่ะเชียร์สวัสดีคนเข้ามาดูด้วยนะคะอันนี้เชียร์ทีม เชียร์ทีมเนี่ย BSE อ่ะทุกคน ใครก็เอ้ยอันนี้เป็นทีมธงอะไรไหมดูไปก่อนทุกคนดูในก่อนเรานะโอ้โหสวัสดีคนดู9 คนเนาะเยอะมากเอ้ยได้รับตัวเด้อรับตัวเว้ยยาวๆไปเธอ kiss me Santa Claus is coming อันนี้สตรีมคอมเรายังนิ่งอยู่นะทุกคนสวัสดีค่ะแคมโบเดียโอ้โหคืออยากเห็นกัมพูชาเล่นตอนเนี้ย คืออยากรู้ว่าจะเป็นยังไงอะแบบนั่นดิทุกคนถ้าคอมเมนต์เยอะทุกคนจะได้ท็อปแฟนนะอันนี้เดี๋ยวลองเซิร์ชดีBSE นะคะเป็นทีมที่มาจากนี่นะ Back Six Sense Esport เป็นของชิลีทุกคนชิลีแข่งกับกัมพูชามาดูกันจะเป็นยังไงถ้ามีทีมจากไทยหรือเปล่าถ้ามีทีมจากไทยได้เดือดแน่นอนเราก็คิดว่าอย่างนั้นแหละจากไทยอยากไทยซีซั่นหน้าแน่ๆอยากรู้แบบไลน์อัพไทยตื่นเต้นนะดับตัวเอาอย่างจริงๆคือคนมันแค่มันแข่งกันหลายประเทศอะทุกคนมันน่าสนใจอะโอ้แต่เราเดานะว่าลีกในฟิลิปปินส์ให้ฟิลิปปินส์นะเขินมากเวลาเล่นชื่อไอเทมเพียวแต่ชื่อไอเทมมันอ่านยากจริงนะตัวละครก็อ่านยากคัดโตกัดกว่าจะออกได้แต่ละอย่างแต่เห็นคนพูดหลายคนนะว่าชื่อไอเทมแบบชื่อยาวแต่ก็แบบไปมาจากอังกฤษอีกทีอะทุกคนอ้อยอยู่น้ำมาดูกัมพูชาเฮ้ยมาตัวแรกมาละ ตัวแรกไม่แต่คนคอมเมนต์แบบทำไมเขาแบบอินเดียพูดคอมเมนต์อะไรไม่รู้งงเดี๋ยวเรานั่งดูไปด้วยเราก็จะทำงานของเราไปด้วยนะคะทุกคนการใช้เวลาว่างให้เกิดประโยชน์อ้าวซีนนี้ไปแล้วเนี่ยวิผัดกันดับเราเห็นไอตัวเนี้ยทุกคนเล่นยากมากซูอ่ะเขาบอกซูเล่นยากสุดในเซิร์ฟนะเธอเป็นลูกตอนนี้ฝั่งกัมพูชาเหลือเวลาดับอีกดับไปแล้วถัดมาเป็นชิลีตึงเปียโอ้ยสวัสดีคนที่เข้ามาดูใหม่ด้วยนะคะทุกคนก็สวัสดีคุณเขียวเทาสิรินะคะสวัสดีคุณ TF 3157นะคะแล้วก็จะมีคอร์เนอร์แล้วก็จะมีซานอนนะคะแล้วก็จะมีเฮ24นะคะทุกคนนั่งดูไปพร้อมกันแล้วนะไปกันต่อยาวๆจนได้มาเจอเธอทำให้ใจข้างในสั่นมาแล้วเปิดมาโหกัมพูชาโซเล่นดีอยู่นะยืนอย่างกดโชว์มาดูเล่นอุ้ยแพทริกน่ารักมาก กดกูมาเล่นนะโชะไปทีน่าทำคลิปแจกสกินฟรีของอีดิทนะคะเดี๋ยวทำให้นะคะทุกคนเพราะว่าเดี๋ยวนั่งดูไลฟ์ก่อนยาวๆสวัสดีคนที่เข้ามาดูใหม่ด้วยนะคะก็ทักทายกันได้นะคะทุกคนวันนี้น่าจะนั่งดูยาวๆไม่รู้ว่าแบบจะแบบว่าสตรีมถึงกี่โมงนะเอาอย่างแบบทุบสถิติตัวเองตอนนี้ลุมเต่ากันดูใช่ปะเรียกว่าเต่าเฮ้ยไปเล่นเอ้ยส่วนมาส่วนกลับตอนนี้ชิลีได้เปรียบนะคะทุกคนนี่ตอนนี้เหลือ3-3ถอยออกมาก่อนถอยออกมาถอยออกมาถอยออกมานะทุกคนเดี๋ยวมีสปอนตอนนี้นะคะสกอร์เนี่ยก็ชิลีนำ4-3ห่างกันไม่มากเพิ่งเริ่มเองทุกคนเฮ้ยอย่างโซะโอ้ย5-7แล้วเว้ย อยากบอกให้รู้อ่าตอนนี้บวกกันอยู่เลนล่างนะทุกคนชิลีไหวชิลีโซะไปละตึงตึงเปี้ยเขาเปลี่ยนไมค์โอเคมาทุกคนสวัสดีค่ะชูเอตอนเนาะตอนง่วงเหมือนกันทุกคนอยู่ด้วยกันก่อนนะเอ้ยไว้ไม่ไม่ค่อยดีอะง่วงนอนอันนี้มาเดี๋ยวเราเปลี่ยนไมค์ก่อนดีกว่าทุกคนมันอาจจะได้ยินไม่ค่อยชัดนะเอออู้วันนี้วันที่10เพราะว่าชิลีต้นเกมเล่นมามาก โอเคค่ะเฮ้ยทุกคนมา
cause CFU Gaming to make a reaction, and that's something you want to see from your opponents. Here comes Moxie. Hopefully he doesn't whiff this time.
Oh, that's a big connection there. Opie falling first in this fight. That's going to be Moxie trying to get out. Oh, the back! Detective finds an angle to take the marksman down. You cannot, again, underestimate Detective on this Lancelot. No, that's going to be the Lord for Black Sentence. Ooh. And Detective manages to get home.
I'm not gonna lie, it's starting to piss me off. The Detective is getting away with everything. Hey, like, he's quantum computing the numbers. What's going on?
Now here's the thing, to be a good detective. Oh my goodness!
The connection, the miscalculation again. Black Sentence. They can just reek the base, right? They can open up the base turrets here.
I think Sing's just not reacting fast enough to it, and it's just too late. There's no point purifying at that point. He's lost like 90% of his HP. Just let it happen. Wait till you respawn, because at least with your team, you should be able to hold out the waves before they crash into the inhibitor.
I gotta say, this meme might get long. MDL, MPL, and now you might add CFU Gaming there. And I gotta say, Gideon, for you to be a good detective, you kind of have to be a good criminal as well.
You gotta be just a little bit of a good criminal.
You gotta be able to get away with it.
Yeah, right. You gotta make sure that you're smart enough to get away with it. But I think that at this stage of the game is where it gets dangerous, right? Because now Claude is a legitimate problem for Black Sentence. Nobody can really like walk in comfortably and be like, you do peanut damage. It's please stop.
Yeah, so they just killed him very fast. It has been working so far.
I mean, there is fast, and then there is like, whoa,
Moxie?
I'm seeing Black
Loses immortality. That's going to be OP in the back. That's going to be OP, loses his left. That's going to be Detective though, trying to escape, but there, down goes Detective. 2 for 1 now. As Hydon Bush equalizes there, it's a 3 for 1. And CFU, they will lose 3 members just like that.
They've broken the unity, and this is Black Sentence's option. They could close out the game here.
Black Sentence looking to push more. Trying to find the base turret in the mid lane. That's the mount. Under the turret as well. Can they hold on? They will. Oh! That's the first damage that the Joy can provide. In 3 seconds. No! Indians as Wadu is able to clear. And CFU Gaming, they can fight for another day.
I thought the wall blocked him up like perfectly, like just out of the range for him to go for the slam. I really thought they could have closed it out there, but at least for CFU, they are given one more chance. They cannot afford another loss like this. And so far, Sing, he has been underperforming. I don't know whether he needs to make a call to say, hey, my ping is not good, because he's just not reacting to things as fast as we usually expect to see him do.
That's going to be very tough here. And they need to walk in right now, Gideon. I think 4,000 is a little bit too much at the stage anyway. It's 5 seconds on the clock for that Lord. Black Sentence. What they need to do is just stay disciplined. Don't overextend.
But that's the thing. I feel like CFU has so far showed that they are more susceptible to not playing as a team. They make the executive decision and then it's vibes.
Okay, Orochi pops the Black Dragon for a multi-tech charge.
Oh my God!
Alfie and Zing, 2 main damage dealers off the board. And ladies and gentlemen, down goes Wadu should be, but Black Sentence says it's enough. Let's go for the Lord and close it out.
I hope I don't jinx things. Shin is still not dying.
Nope.
5-0-21.
Wow.
I gotta say this game might be different if CFU just pick up that Yuzong early. Because what other options that you have to dive this Eve? At this point, Detective is just killing Doom. But what has Doom been doing the entire game?
Yeah, can't really do much.
Oh, now just 2 members. Down goes Detective. And ladies and gentlemen, we have Black Sentence in this match. Welcome to the 1OC.
God, I'm so happy for Steffe specifically. He has played in multiple international tournaments, but never have I seen a team that he has been a part of try and punish mistakes like this and do it in a dominating fashion.
น่าจะเบาโอเคอันนี้น่าจะโอเคขึ้นแล้วแหละน่าจะนะทุกคนเสียงโอเคขึ้นหรือยังคอมเมนต์บอกเราหน่อยนะมาประมาณนี้โอเคค่ะนะทุกโอเคไหมเพราะว่าเป็นมือใหม่ในการสตรีมจริงๆอันนี้มานั่งดูย้อนหลังช็อตไฮไลท์ย้อนหลังนักชาลีกูจะใครวะใครเกินข้อไหนวะนักชาลี ถามความรู้สึกเย้ผมดีใจมากๆเลยที่ชนะเราพยายามกันอย่างหนักโอเคนี่แล้วคุณเป็นยังไงบ้างวันนี้คุณกินข้าวกับอะไรสตีฟดีอย่างหนึ่งนะตอนทำงานไม่เหงาใช่ทุกคนเพราะว่าเราต้องนั่งทำงานไปด้วยแล้วก็แบบสตรีมไปด้วยอาจจะเงียบหน่อยนะถ้าเงียบก็คือแบบนั่งทำงานอยู่เย้วันนี้ผมกินผัดกะเพรานะทุกคนมีใครอยากกินผัดกะเพรากับผมไหมคอมเมนต์มาบอกผมหน่อยว้าวชินก็อยากกินเหมือนกันชินอยากกินมากเลยผัดกะเพราชินอยากกินผัดกะเพรามากๆว้าวน่าอร่อยจังนานแค่ไหนที่คุณแบบฝึกฝนก็นานอยู่ครับสำหรับผมนี่เป็นไง ที่ผมมาถึงตรงนี้ได้เป็นยังไงครับ กูพากถูกไหมวะ อ๋อ เหมือนเขาแบบชนะเกมเดียวเขาก็แบบคุยอะไรอย่างงี้เนาะ คอนเกตแสดงความยินดีด้วย
Thank you very much, Eterna, and shout out to the translator or manager. Person said this one I don't know, right? But she did a good job of listening what they're saying, and saying it back.
Not bad.
Hey, we're talking to the greatest analyst of all time, they say. But even so, I do think that the very least this game is really showing us. I don't know if this is going to be a trend for the rest of today's first session, but goal laners are kind of getting shafted here. Like, let's be real. Skylar had a bit of a difficult time, but he eventually found like his rhythm. Every other mid lane.
This is the goal later now.
Use on wide.
เฮ้ย
Good item.
Here's the thing, man. It's their
ทุกคนวันนี้มีใครไปงานวันเด็กบ้าง
I don't want to victim blame, but
Here's the thing, all right? I think Doom, that composition was just so tough.
yeah, for Doom it was very difficult.
I mean, there was a lot. I think that Detective played an extremely good game, but at the end of it, really what made it tough was Shin, because how do you run away from it? Every single time somebody wanted to walk away from a fight, Shin says, no, I'm going to slow you down just enough, and if I am lucky enough to have my Yuzong to initiate that fight, more than enough space for me to lay down the RWM, we can isolate those targets, and that's the beauty of these team fights, because each time it's never, oh, I initiate so hard that you lose the fight. No, it is, we take our time, wait for that right moment, and then once we take out that first target, everybody else is free game.
Yeah, honestly, Shin being the MVP by our official for partner Real B, honestly, he was protected very, very well. He protected himself.
MVP นะคะ เล่น
How fast
นี่
reacted when someone
ได้ไป5คิวแอสซิด22
it's kind of like the general there, or maybe even the emperor's like, yes, I'm very good looking, everyone wants me. So protect me. So push them away, you, and let me take care of them. That's what I imagine is going on in the comms.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair. And keep in mind, right? He went for the flicker and not the purify, so he knows that, you know what, there's gonna be a lot of guys here with the blue, with the Gula and the Langstorm, so why not just, I trust my teammates enough. Let me bring the flicker.
They've been friends since August. They've been friends since August, but I think here's the scary thing, right? Because the composition is so designed to like chase down their opponents. It's really about the matter of space, right? How much space can be generated in these, in these set-to-set fights. As we look at this next clip, right? Let's just stop it for just a second because look at the positioning of where everybody is. A lot of this fight is happening on the outer part outside of this turn, right? So let's immediately start drawing the battle lines. We've got battle lines all across the board here. Most importantly, from this point onwards is where we're expecting the majority of fights to be. But as the fight continues to progress, Doom at
อันนี้เราค้างเหรอ
just notice that CFU are fighting 3v5 already as this fight continues to progress. And while that is happening,
โอ้ย
the
ผมยาว
even
ทีมชิลีนะทุกคนนี่ไง แอบชอบเจ้าของช่องประมาณ 0.001 ก็จะบ้าตาย ไหนกับโตจะได้อะไรคืองง นักชาลีได้ MVP ไม่ใช่นักชาลีนะ อันนี้เขารีเพลย์ให้ดูย้อนหลังนะคะ แข่งกันไวมาก ธงแคมโบเดียใช่กัมพูชาแพ้นะเกมนี้แต่ทำไมมีแต่ในสตรีมมีแต่คนส่งธงอินเดียปึ้งอันนี้เพื่อแข่งแบบแชมป์โลกเลยนะอืมโหครึ่งต่อครึ่งอ่ะ15-31สกอร์อะแบบรวมๆมานะน้อยชิลีก็ได้แหละอืม คูลดาวน์นะคะรอบลองแข่งรอบต่อไปก็ผมรอวันนักแข่งไทยเอาคืนแคมโบเดียใช่ทุกคนเราก็อยากเห็นแมตช์นั้นมากมีคนเคยทำเปรียบเทียบฮีโร่คล้ายกันไหมไม่รู้จะเลือกตัวไหนมาลองเล่น RV กับ MLBB มีนะคะแต่พี่ตะเป็ดทำอยู่นะสรุปกายหงิดย้ายมาไหมกายหงิดเดี๋ยวรอดูนะทุกคนตอนนี้ข่าวลือมันแบบ50-50อะเพราะว่าแบบกายหงิดก็ไม่ได้ทำคอนเทนต์ RV สักพักแล้วนะคะทุกคนเขาก็แบบลือๆกันแต่ก็อาจจะนะทุกคนอันนี้เดาพอทุกคนก็แบบเดากันเยอะนะแล้วก็เสียงหายอะเสียงหายคือเราเงียบแล้วทุกคน อันนี้เราแข่งนะพิมพ์มาคุยกันได้นะคะแบบเดี๋ยวก็ตอบคำถามนะคะทุกคนมีเฟซไหมมีเฟซนะคะทุกคนแฟนเพจชื่อนะคะฝากกดติดตามด้วยพิมพ์ชื่อช่องเราในเฟซได้เลยนะการหยินไม่ได้พูดติดอาวีนานๆจะเข้าไปเล่นทำคลิปทีนึงก็ใช่แหละทุกคนแต่มันก็ถ้าสมมติการหยินย้ายมาเล่นโมบายลีเจนจริงมันก็แบบเห็นอะไรที่มันแปลกๆใหม่ๆดีสำหรับเรานะแบบก็เปิดอะไรมีคนก็แบบพูดนะว่าย้ายมาโมบายลีเจนถึงจะย้ายตามแต่เราว่าพี่กายหยิดอะเป็นอีกหนึ่งคนเลยแหละที่เล่นเกมสนุกมากคอนเทนต์เขาแบบเอนเตอร์เทนอะมีแบบโหมดเก็บแต้ม M7 อะไรอย่างงี้ด้วยนะเอาจริงแบบกิจกรรมโมบายลีเจนเราไม่ค่อยได้ทำคลิปในกิจกรรมเลยเพราะว่าแบบกิจกรรมมันไม่ได้อะไรเยอะแล้วมันรู้จะแบบน่าสนใจเพราะเราเพิ่งแบบทำกิจกรรมโมบายลีเจนเท่าไหร่เลยทุกคนช่วงนี้ก็ตามแค่แบบข่าวประเด็นดราม่าอะไรอย่างเงี้ยเดี๋ยวก็แบบพยายามจะทำเรื่อยๆนะช่วงนี้นะคะเดี๋ยวเข้าน้ำก่อน
chasers are relentless, and they are unstoppable, forever chasing the eternal dream.
Düş peşinde koşanlar geriden başlar. Aleyhimize yığılan ihtimalleri aşarız. Мөрөөдлийнхөө төлөө тэмүүлэн гэдэг бол дайчин хүний чанарын гал дүлтэйгээр бид хувь тавилантай тэмцэн.
Un soñador emerge de las sombras. En cada batalla forjamos nuestro nombre.
A chaser is new to the fight, fierce enough to rewrite history.
Kuzeyin ucundan yükseliyoruz. Bir düş peşinde koşanlar olarak dolunun vahşi gücüyle çarpıyoruz.
ساعي الحلم نصر عاصفة الصحراء نحن شداء صراع ولا نلين.
Преследователь, западный дракон восстающий, чтобы доказать, наши клыки все еще остры. 追梦者乃东方苏醒的巨龙，腾空而起，施展群雄。
Kami pernah berada di sini. Kini kami kembali bangkit untuk menggoncang dunia.
យើងជាអ្នកកំណត់ហ្គេមល្បឿនប្រកួតផ្លាជារបស់យើងដែលធ្វើឲ្យគូប្រកួតពិបាកបេងទឹក
အိမ်မက်တွေနောက်လိုက်ဖို့အတွက်တိတ်ကနေပြန်လည်ရောက်ရှိလာကြတယ်။တားဆီးတိုင်းကိုလည်းရှုံးမခံပဲကျော်ဖြတ်သွားမှာ
Ang naghahabol ng pangarap galing sa pinakamalakas na rehiyon, habang iba'y nanonood lang, kami ay kumikilos na walang pagdududa.
Kami menguasai pentas untuk menyempurnakan legasi kami, meraih kembali apa yang sepatutnya menjadi milik kami.
Seorang pengejar mimpi bergerak seperti Phoenix, terlahir kembali dan ditempa proses.
มาแล้วทุกคนโอ้ยทีมต่อไปลุ้นพูดไหมใครสิชนะเด้อผมไม่รู้สึกสงสารแคมโบเดียที่ตกรอบเอาจริงนะไม่คือเราก็ไม่ได้เชียร์กัมพูชานะก็ไม่ได้แบบอันนี้เหมือนกันแบบก็เชียร์ทีมอื่นแหละทีมต่อไปนะคะนี่ C1 vs YG เขาแข่งกันรอบเดียวเนาะแบบรอบแรก เพิ่งมาดูเราชื่อดีมนะคะทุกคนชื่อดีมเด้อชื่อดีมนะอันนี้มาแล้วมีการพูดสักเล็กน้อยแข่งกันรอบเดียวก็ง่ายดีนะทุกคนสั้นๆวันนี้จะลองแบบสตรีมสักชั่วโมง3 ชั่วโมงไปใครที่เข้ามาดูแล้วคอมเมนต์พูดคุยกันได้นะคะทุกคนวันนี้วันเด็กมีใครแบบไปเที่ยวที่ไหนกันบ้าง
Been
สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีคือทุกคนรอแข่ง เฮ้ย สวัสดีค่ะ สวัสดีสวัสดีคุณ TF3157 นะคะ สวัสดีค่ะ อันนี้มีความแบบบิวอินโทรมากำลังจะแบบใกล้ๆแข่งคนมานั่งทำงานกันต่อพร้อมกับดู Mobile Legends ไปด้วยนะคะนี่ ไปด้วย เธอมาแล้ว เดินอย่างนี้ทุกทีมเดินกันมาแล้วเธอคงไม่รู้ว่าเพื่อนเธอคนนี้ภายในใจนั้นข้างในเป็นได้เป็นไปแล้วเปลี่ยนไปเป็นร้าย6 7 9 10เพื่อนทุกคนนี้ภายในใจนั้นข้างใน ทุกคนเชียร์ทีมไหนระหว่าง Z1 กับ YG ปรึ้งอ่ะนี่เป็นไงอันนี้เป็นทีมทีมโซนปวดหัวเลยกูYG เป็นใช่ปะ YG เป็นทีมพม่านะคือเราอยากรู้ว่าแบบพม่าจะเล่นดีไหมเพราะว่ากดแรงค์ MLBB เจอพม่าเขาแบบเล่นชอบโยนกันอะพม่าดีวะพม่าดีวะไม่มีแต่คนเชียร์พม่ารอดูมาแล้วกำลังจะดับแล้วทุกคนเชียร์พม่าเนาะเชียร์พม่าสวัสดีค่ะคุณฟิสไอเชียร์ทีมไหนคอมเมนต์มาบอกเราด้วยนะคะระหว่าง C1 กับ YG เชียร์ไทยแต่ไทยไม่แข่งนั้นเธอคงไม่รู้ว่า Why?นี่เป็นไงเมมใครที่เข้ามาแล้วก็คอมเมนต์คุยกันได้นะคะทุกคนมีแต่คนเชียร์พม่าน่าจะเก่งมั้งเฮ้ยมีแต่คนเชียร์พม่ามาดูดับตัวตอนนี้กำลังแบนอยู่นะคะทุกคนแลนบูนเธอคงไม่รู้ว่าเพื่อนจะคนนี้ภายในใจนั้นข้างในได้เป็นปีแล้ว โซะโซะโซะโซะแบนทั้งหมด5 ตัวนะทุกคนเฮ้ยไม่เอาแล้วโว้ยเอ้ยขี้เกียจอุ้ยเธอคงไม่รู้ว่าเพื่อนใจคนนี้ภายในใจนั่นข้างในโอ้ยเอ้ยใครเข้ามาแล้วพิมพ์คุยทักทายกันได้นะคะตอนนี้ทีมเริ่มจะแข่งละมีแต่คนเชียร์พม่านะ ฝากกดไลค์กดแชร์กดติดตามให้เราด้วยนะคะใครเข้ามาแล้วพิมพ์คุยกันได้นะตอนนี้เรานั่งดูแข่งไปด้วยนั่งทำงานไปด้วยนะทุกคน work life ambulance มากตัวกรูค่อนข้างเห็นคนแบบหยิบมาเล่นเยอะในการแข่งนะทุกคนเนี่ยตัวกรูกับไอตัวเนี้ยเมตานี้แพทนี่น่าจะมาเอ้ยมามีแต่เจอทีมหยิบกู2 ทีมละแข่งกันเกมเดียวลุ้นเฮ้ยเชื่อคงไม่รู้ว่าเปิดมานะคะเฮ้ยเขาจะโซะกันตรงกลางแล้วนะกลางเปิดแล้วนะคะทุกคนฝั่งนั้นไม่เล่นสกินคีรัวด้วยมารักทีมไหนเชียร์ทีมไหนทำงานต่อดูไปด้วยทำงานไปด้วยคิดว่าทีมพม่าได้เปรียบนะทุกคนตอนนี้ต้นเกมดาบตัวค่อนข้างโอเคค่อนข้างดีเลยแหละโนโอเธอคงไม่รู้เว้ยโซไปทีโหทีมแซดวันเริ่มบุกแล้วนะพักชมโฆษณาเรียวมีกันสักคู่เฮ้ยตอนนี้นะคะสกอร์ฝั่งพม่านำอยู่พม่าเล่นเก่งมากทีมพม่า3-0แล้วสกอร์เงินพม่าทิ้งห่างนำมากเงินห่างกันเป็นแบบเกือบ 2,000 แล้วตอนนี้ประมาณ 1,500 พูดให้ดูเวอร์ไปก่อนเหตุเกิดจากความเหงาเธอ
defensively as well. Now, do they have enough kits to re-engage? I don't think so, but that's the BGF spent from Bankai.
At this point, Team Zone's got to look for someone that has a clock because they need to buy some time.
If I'm in Team Zone's, Funkai.
Yeah. Oh, that's a terrify. That's a oh my God! Trying to hold on, but the overwhelm damage is enough.
He played it as good as he gets. Again,
That's not his fault.
it's not his fault. There's just a huge lead. Keep in mind that Blink is literally almost the exact same EXP as King.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like out of all the EXPs, if you're behind on a Yuzong, it's one of the worst feelings ever. There's some EXPs you don't mind playing from behind. Yuzong is not one of them.
Back on me for late. It's painful. It's really painful. You want to be proactive, but you don't have the numbers to do it. Oh, Chris Telfer just coming in from Knox. Wasn't expecting him to complete it.
100% kill for Blink, by the way.
Call towards a rover, quote unquote. Here comes the mobility. Levashi can provide already on top. Trying to apply pressure.
And here's the thing, Zixora has to be the one absorbing.
โซะ
Is gonna get
เฮ้ย
far behind.
โอ๊ตพม่าน่าจะชนะอะเดา
It's the worst. He's gonna have to like shift his build. He's gonna be like, okay, War Axe. No, don't even bother going for the Fury Hammer. Just go straight into tank items. There's just no other options that you have left.
At this point, like, he's hoping for them to come up and he gets a 5-man petrified and it gets out of that. I got 5 assists, I'm back in the game.
He's back in the game and he'll be back real soon. But I just think that there's so many things that could go wrong, and there's so many negative like effects for Bankai getting into team fights. Like if he's in front of Hans, it's a bad matchup. Ying can just run away. Stitch doesn't really care, but luckily, oh hold on.
That's a taunt. That's a better by Sora finds the last turtle's hunt. Trying to rotate around, get to safety. Order pop. That's a information. Oh, okay.
เฮ้ย60 คน60พม่าเอาจัดตึงมากทีมพม่าโซะโอ้โหเรียบร้อยยังไปยัง Z1 มีเครียดเฮ้ยเร็วเว้ยเร็วช้ามันเป็นของกู
We gotta look at Dreadnought armors coming in soon. Good look. Items, Bankai, do you have a Dreadnought? Because even if you're gonna get bursted down, at least you can tell your team, hey, I tried. Okay, I had some armor. Just not enough.
ใครเข้ามาดูใหม่หรือว่า อะไรสามารถพิมพ์คุยกันได้นะคะแล้วก็ฝากกันกดแชร์กดไลค์กดคอมเมนต์กดอะไรก็ได้พิมพ์มาบอกกันด้วยนะทุกคนอันนี้เหมือนหยุดเวลามีแต่คนพิมพ์ GG easy good game Whoa, oh.ตอนนี้มีทีมนั้นเครียดนะคะว่าเอ้ยเครียดมีความพกแป้งมาถูมือเด้อเธอคงไม่รู้ว่าเพื่อนเธอคนนี้ภายในใจนั้นข้างใน นับถอยหลังแข่งใหม่2 นาทีนะ เมื่อกี้สต็อปหิวข้าวอะตึงมากตอนนี้นะคะ เงินห่างกัน 5,000 โหเวอร์ฝั่งพม่าเสียไปแค่ป้อมเดียวอยู่เลยเจ้ยโชว์ตอนนี้ตีหลอดแล้ว ทีมพม่าตีหลอดแล้วทุกคน เชี่ยเก่งกันมากอยากให้คนลงแรงเก่งอย่างนี้บ้างอ่ะโฆษณาเรียวหมี่15 โปรนะคะทุกคนหิวข้าวกินอะไรดีวะแม่ขออยากกลับกรุงเทพUniversity ใครคอมเมนต์มาเยอะจะได้ท็อปเมนต์นะทุกคนมาแล้วตึง
trigger some pattern recognition, and I hope that Team Zone starts figuring out that his usual spots, mid lane brush, tri-lane brush, and also lane brush, whether it be upper into the enemy territory or your own.
I gotta say, if I was K, I think he'd be like, I wish I was a lab.
พม่ากับประเทศอะไรเหมือนเป็นคือเราเซิร์ชใน Google แล้วอะแล้วมันแบบมันเป็นประเทศอะไรไม่รู้นะคะ
I've been one shot a few times, and I'm a roamer. I can tell you guys, it's not fun.
It is not great. It is not great at all. But now that this comp is finally fully scaled with the help of Stitch, Lord, non-factor, non-issue. Where did it go? Disappeared in under 10.
Yeah, definitely here. No contest as well. And potentially, with this Lord, this might be the final push that, again, allow Yangon to rise.
It's going to be difficult. 8,000 goalie here for Yangon Galacticos. I mean, at least there's no bushes inside of the base. And maybe it will be more difficult for Blink to go in.
มองโกเลียนะทุกคนพม่ากับมองโกเลีย
Gets a savage with a
พม่าน่าจะชนะไป
And then they surrender immediately after.
มองโกเลียเมียก็ร้อง
As this Lord is about to push in, I'm curious about the items when the fight's about to start.
Let's see with the Lord here, quite healthy in the mid lane. That's going to be the order of brilliance pop. Uh-oh, that's going to be them trying to hold on here. Zone, can they do it? That's the Benedetta final blow in the bid. That's going to be Bankai trying to hold on. Two-man knockup, but it's not enough. Now, YG trying to hold on as Stitch is still alive. The damage is there. The magic power will not go further. It's a 1-for-1 in Zone. They have defended.
Now that was a clutch unbreakable buy that got Tokacha stopping the Harvey in his tracks. And again, this Harvey is going for Flicker, not Purify. Okay, so now at least Bright can deal with the damage of Blink. And noticeably, Blink is 9-1 and 3.
Yes.
That means he was not able to find any angles to actually jump in and kill anyone.
Yep.
Well, but okay.
This is the hardest part about the Yangon Galacticos comp. finishing off the game is not going to ever be easy because you're basically doing it 4v5. So the only time we're expecting Team Zone to actually finally lose this game is either they get backdoored or B, where we see the Hellcrit having to fight around the Lord Pit. And that's the most ideal scenario for Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, quick look at the items here. Quite a lot of damage items for Ying on this one. With the Sea Halberd, Malefic, Roar, as well as the Blade of Heptases. And you can say, you know, Rose Gold as an offensive, defensive kind of item. Full build here by the Hellcrit.
Already full, right? Also, the Zushin here, even on 2 kills, still holding on to that Sky Piercer.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Shout out to Team Zone. They push us all the way to almost 18 minutes of the game. So, at least now, everyone is full build. So now it's just all pure skill.
And I think that so far, a lot of skill has been shown from either side. A lot of resilience coming in from Team Zone. And the Yangon Galacticos are playing their game to a T. They know they cannot force certain types of scenarios. And it really makes me wonder, how many games and scrims did they play Hellcrit and just ruin a team's day?
All of them.
Every
ใกล้จะจบแล้วนะคะทุกคนเงินคือเงินต่างกันตั้งแต่ต้นเกมพม่ายอมรับว่าเล่นเก่งมากทุกคนในลีกนี้นะคะใกล้จบละตอนนี้นะคะป้อมของทีมทางฝั่งมองโกเลียเนี่ยแตกทั้ง3ป้อมแล้วนะคะทั้ง3ทางตอนนี้ทั้ง2ทีมกำลังโซนกันที่หลอดกำลังแย่งกันที่จะตีหลอดอยู่ทุกคนคิดว่าชัยชนะจะเป็นของใครก็ต้องมารอลุ้นดูนะอาจจะมีพลิกช็อตจังหวะสุดท้ายถัดมาตรงเลนล่างกูพยายามนำคีปขึ้นบนแต่ฝั่งมองโกเลียมาดักได้ทันแต่ภาพมาที่หลอดนะคะทั้ง2ทีมกำลังโซนหลอดกันอยู่ตรงนี้ยังไงเหมือนพม่าฝั่งกูจะได้ทำให้เรียบร้อยนะคะโดนเคนคิวไป1ทีปึ้ง
Still able to dish out damage in that position, Bright with the conceal. Looks for a taunt. Great dodge there by Lina. Zone trying to reposition. Petrify!
เรียบร้อยฝั่งพม่าเก็บไปตอนนี้เก็บไป2คิวเก็บไป3คิวนะคะดูเหมือนว่าทางหลอดฝั่งพม่าจะได้ไปเป็นที่เรียบร้อยนะคะตอนนี้ฝั่งพม่าเตรียมตัวจบบ้านของทีมมองโกเลียนะคะเหลือกันอยู่3-2พม่าเก่งเกินใช่ทุกคนอยากให้แบบทีมอยากให้คนพม่าในเกมโมบายลิเจนด์ที่กดเจอเล่นเก่งๆอย่างนี้บ้างอะ
One team will rise to the 1-0 seed, and it will be Yangon Galacticos.
Man, it's sad that K only was able to activate halfway through the game. He's got the mechanics and that final defense. You could really see him pushing his limits to make sure that every angle was covered. But unfortunately, the numbers were too heavy.
เรียบร้อยนะคะทีม YG ฝั่งพม่าชนะกันไปก็ถือว่าเก่งเลยแหละทุกคนสำหรับเรานะปรึ้งเก่งมากหิวข้าวไปหาอะไรกินทุกคนเดี๋ยวเราไปกินข้าวแป๊บนึงนะทุกคนนั่งดูผ่าน YouTube เราไปก่อนเดี๋ยวขึ้นเทคก่อน
But then YG came and be like, hey, there's also Benedetta.
That's the thing, Benedetta, it's so easy to make a mistake on Benedetta compared to like
วันนี้ยาวๆนะคือแข่งกันจนถึงแบบ 2-3 ทุ่มเลยเดี๋ยวเราขอปิดไปกินข้าวก่อนนะ
Yeah, it feels like at least for this squad, they understand every single aspect. Everybody decided to build damage this game. Everyone had to make sure that all the items on the side of their opponents had to diversify early on, which is why the mid game felt so devastating with each and every attack.
This is honestly amazing for both because yes, Yangon Galacticos showing up with the Hellcrit, of course, very strong, but also how Team Zone is able to extend all the way to 20 minutes, and you can see glimpses of them winning. So the scary thing about the new version of the Mongolian downloaders is that as the competition continues, they'll get stronger. And if day one they're already looking this strong, teams have to pay attention to them now.
Understandably so. I personally, I hope that both of these regions scrim against each other more often, right? There's so many similarities to the way that they play, but really different approaches to the different tech that they find.
But I feel like in that game, at least Yangon, they really understand their playbook from the start already, right, Helkert? They make it so simple. And unfortunately for the side of Zone, they were a little bit late to adjust, a little bit late to adapt in that game. They were a little bit in too deep. Yes, there were chances, but, you know, 3-base turrets gone. It's just map control for the side of Yangon.
I kind of don't blame them because it will be hard for me to adjust to a Hellcrit that is popping off that hard. I mean, like I feel like for them, they're like, we've fought against Hellcrits before. But Blake's Hellcrit is something special. It's definitely one of those things that you're like, okay, we fought against this hero, but not like this.
Yeah, he's
not like this.
I feel like he gets in your head. He really gets into your head. He's not just looking at the target he's going for. He's kind of looking at everybody else to kind of see what they're feeling like. Oh, it looks like, you know, the Clav's feeling a little more comfortable and is willing to check the tri-brush. Next round, instantly blows him up.
And here's the thing. You know what it reminds me of? Fanny. Because in ranked games, you go up against 1 or 2 Fannies and you're like, not that great.
Yeah.
We can deal with it. And then that one guy that's so good on a Fanny be like, okay, you know what? Maybe we should ban it out.
You die under Fountain and you're like, that's a problem. Same goes here with Blink when he's playing this Hellcrit. It's actually disgusting how he thinks and plays this game because he's getting away with so much on execute.
Yeah, and this is the MVP. Brought to us by the official phone partner, Realme 9-2-4. And it's really all about controlling, let's say, the first 14 minutes of the game. For the first 14 minutes, that's all Blink. Late game, he can't die in a 1v1 if someone does have that with nature.
Yeah. And you can see even he set the tone from the early, right? He was occupying the bottom side of the map, EXP, and after that, he was the maestro for YG in this game. And for Zone, unfortunately, it overwhelmed him.
It did overwhelm them, but I think, you know, the scarier part is when these, you know, points in the brush get consistently contested every single time. And you can see that K was also a very big proponent as to why this game got really, really tough. Even though we were seeing that they decided to go for a layered approach. Every single time that they find an initial pick, we got to start layering other people to try and look for trades back. Finally, when you don't see the Yuzong actually get one shot, he makes plays of his own, but he can't finish them off, right? So you can see the deficit. Each step of the game, there is a point of attack for YG, and they will take every single advantage. It feels like dying to 1,000 cuts.
I would say
Ouch.
that definitely MVP performance from Blink, but my close second is Yin. Because I would say when he is involved in that fight, pivotal of actually locking down a key damage dealer and able to do a lot, because this is not the only time he caught Zexora, right? True. Even in the highlights before, we see Zexora getting caught by this Benedetta, which caused the death of this Joy. And it's something that I feel like teams want to be careful of, because I feel like this kind of got into their head where I think teams are like, we might be willing to ban out this Hellcrit, but are we willing to ban out this Benedetta?
Oh yeah. And I think that there's a bigger reason why Benedetta shouldn't be banned out in comparison to the Hellcurt so far. And I think there's like, it's not like, oh, we just have to play a little bit better. There's counterplay to this. It's a coin toss, and that's something I don't like in the meta game. Especially when we're talking about Hellcurt, I'd rather just ban him out, save me the time to think about it later. Ideally as second phase ban, never a first phase ban if I'm on red side.
But that's the thing, YG picked it up first phase,
that's
right?
the
They
crazy
were that
part.
confident in executing this Hellcurt play.
And the thing is, you're going to let go of something, right? You're going to let go of the Yuzong, the Jushin, the Eves, the Yeast and shit and such. Speaking of, Ying had a Bloodwing. Ooh. Yeah, just setting off the item, because we saw when he engaged onto Zexora, almost died, so I was like, this also gives me shields. But yeah, like
why not?
I feel like we gotta talk about this Benedetta. We've seen Benedetta tank, but then Ying is like, I can just do damage. It's fine. I live by you dying, and I love that kind of mentality. Yeah.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good. Let's look at this heat map, right? Because there's got to be something about his pathing, right? Looking at the way that he's controlling River, it's always I show up into the mid lane, I'm looking for gank opportunities consistently. But funny enough, when the moments where you do actually see him like walk through lane, that's when the waves are going to be pushed in.
You know what I'm seeing here? If you look at the movement, it's really going to the lanes because he doesn't go look for the buff all that much.
No,
right?
no.
That's something that we have to notice here. He's not using this Hellcurt to pressure jungler. He's really pressuring the side laners and more importantly, the EXP because he doesn't even visit the gold lane that much. So maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of action because he knows his target and he doesn't stray far away from it.
He's very proactive. Yeah. Keep in mind that he's also pathing in a way where it is slightly off of the jungler, right? He starts off one of the camps to build up the spikes or even goes to the mid lane to pick up onto the spikes as well before actually going into the combat to get all 5 stingers for the insta-kill in the first place, right? And I think those are the few things that most people don't really think about. They're like, oh, I'm in the perfect position. I got no stingers. If I sit there too long, I will lose stingers. Yep. So it's about timing, and that's something that Blink has got down to a T.
Yeah, I think his, again, just early game pressure was able to allow YG to get more control. You know, taking down an EXP just allows your jungler to get that first turtle and perhaps allow, you know, the domino effects is just so long. But I like that you mentioned that, like, first 15 is just, like, horizontal movements there.
He's still going.
He's still going for the horizontal.
It's a 90-minute game.
It's a 90-minute game.
They want to show everything. 43,000 damage.
That's a lot.
As Roamer. But I really feel like I don't play EXP as often as he did, but for me, if I'm level 2 and the opponent is already level 4, I'm kind of telling my team is like, guys, we can't do turtle.
Yeah, it's over.
We can't do anything, actually. Yeah.
It's really, really tough overall. But hey, at least we have more to share.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We got to talk about Fairy here. You guys can actually download Fairy games. Play MLBB. You can play 1v1 and win up to $20,000. And here's the thing. It's not just money on there. You can even get like electronic appliances, trips overseas.
How though?
Whoa. It's all in the app. Because I actually did see the app because, you know, Fairy does a lot in Malaysia. In fact, some of our friends played. And I think my friend got a TV or something.
What?
Got a TV?
I'm not kidding.
Was that friend you?
No. It's not a caster. It's not a caster.
Oh.
But yeah, you guys can download on the App Store or Google Play Store. You can play 1v1. There's no teams because everyone keeps saying, like, I don't have a team. How do I do this? So play Fairy, okay? You can win up to 20,000 and many more prizes from the app. So it's kind of like you get as much points as you can, and then you kind of redeem it.
Wait, but then if I go into this 1v1, can I use all the skins like the Gatot one?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because for you guys, don't you guys love free stuff? Because the Gato Kacha's electrifying Solar Spark skin is free when you hit level 45 on the M7 pass. Keep leveling up and claim your reward. I love hearing the Indonesian casters laughing. They're having a good time there.
We're having a good time.
Shout out to Owl.
Yeah, good vibes, good times all the way through. Honestly, I gotta work
level
on
23, by the way.
Well,
unfortunately.
Yeah. Not yet. But I am hopeful.
After this, it's Tongfang Yaguay going up against Team Falcons, which is going to be the 4th game of this 8-game best-of-1. So we'll go for a quick break, but we'll see you guys for Tongfang Yaguay against Team Falcons.
Realme 15 Pro M7 official gaming foam. Nothing can withstand the withering. Against the endless erosion, my strength grew weaker by the day.
True power dwells within the spirit. Try to embrace all that you are.
Welcome to the M7 Carnival, legend. You traveled all the way to the Land of Dawn? Don't worry, we'll guide you through all the activities and wonderful experiences we have. Here's everything you can do in the M7 Carnival for ticket prices as low as 20,000 rupiah. First stop is the Stage of Legends, filled with performances, music, cheers, the biggest M7 watch party, and a special performance from Stephanie Poetry on the final day of the carnival. Game recognizes game in the M7 Carnival, as we'll be collaborating with the NBA, and history is made here at the M7 Carnival, the first ever MCGG World Championship. The Go 1 Grand Final will be hosted here at Stadion Maja Jakarta, so come join us and feel the energy. Next stop, the Heroes Playground, to take photos with giant hero statues and meet cosplays of heroes from the Land of Dawn. Come to the Hall of Creators and Pros to meet and greet with top content creators. Teams from MPL ID and Legends are here. Line up, take photos, and even walk away with an autograph. Play games in the rewards arena to win prizes from all of our brand partners. It's at the MPL Market. Booths of your favorite teams, exclusive drops, and surprises from your favorite teams. Take a quick bite at GoPay's Land of Dine. We've partnered up with GoFood for your food and drinks. The magic map has shown us all 6 zones in the M7 Carnival. We're calling you to play, explore, and wander. Don't miss out on exclusive gifts ready for visitors worth over 2.5 billion rupiah, including M7 limited edition swag bags, exclusive merch, in-game chests, masks, and special skins. Are you ready, Legend? Get your tickets soon, because we can't wait to meet you at the M7 Carnival.
What is a dream chaser? Dream chasers are relentless, and they are unstoppable, forever chasing the eternal dream.
Düş peşinde koşanlar geriden başlar. Aleyhimize yığılan ihtimalleri aşarız. Мөрөөдлийнхөө төлөө тэмүүлэн гэдэг бол дайчин хүний чанар. Галт үлдээгүүр бид хувь тавилантай тэмцэн.
Un soñador emerge de las sombras. En cada batalla forjamos nuestro nombre.
A chaser is new to the fight, fierce enough to rewrite history.
Kuzeyin ucundan yükseliyoruz. Bir düş peşinde koşanlar olarak dolunun vahşi gücüyle çarpıyoruz.
ساعي الحلم نصر عاصفة الصحراء نحن شداء صراع ولا نلين.
Преследователь, западный дракон восстающий, чтобы доказать, наши клыки все еще остры. 追梦者乃东方苏醒的巨龙，腾空而起，施展群雄。
Kami pernah berada di sini. Kini kami kembali bangkit untuk menggoncang dunia.
យើងជាអ្នកកំណត់ហ្គេមល្បឿនប្រកួតផ្លាជារបស់យើងដែលធ្វើឲ្យគូប្រកួតពិបាកវែងទឹក
အိမ်မက်တွေနောက်လိုက်ဖို့အတွက်တိတ်ကနေပြန်လည်ရောက်ရှိလာကြတယ်။တားဆီးတိုင်းကိုလည်းရှုံးမခံဘူးကြောက်ဖြတ်တောင်း
Ang naghahabol ng pangarap galing sa pinakamalakas na rehiyon, habang iba'y nanonood lang, kami ay kumikilos na walang pagdududa.
Kami menguasai pentas untuk menyempurnakan legasi kami, meraih kembali apa yang sepatutnya menjadi milik kami.
Seorang pengejar mimpi bergerak seperti Phoenix, terakhir kembali dan ditempa proses.
Sebagai pengejar mimpi, kami menguasai langit. Kami akan merebut mahkota dan menumbangkan para lawan.
Ang humahabol ay kumikilos na parang hari. Kami ang mga hari at ipagtatanggol namin ang aming trono.
16 chasers. 16 dreams. M7, this is where dreams collide.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And the question we have for you guys is, what color starts with the letter L? I'm sure that's something, but we can't come up with it right
Without
now.
light.
Yeah, light is more of illumination.
It's
not a color.
Say light blue.
It's a ray. It's a ray.
Yeah, light is just something without the presence of darkness. Anyways, welcome to the M7 World Championship. This is day one of the Swiss stage. And Hellcurt might be a thing that we have to start looking out for because Yangon Galacticos just went up against Team Zone. And to Team Zone's credit, they hold out all the way to 20 minutes and honestly almost had opportunities to win that one. But Yangon Galacticos, man, that was an amazing showcase, Gideon.
It really was. It's a great case study on how teams should utilize their Hellcurts, how Hellcurts should actually look to micromanage their stingers to make sure they have insane value throughout the game.
And Gani, that was like our first, without counting good of your tank jungle.
That's true. That's true. And let's see here. Was the Hellcurt open a little bit too soon or not, though? Because if that was one of the cheese picks, maybe, at this stage, wasn't it too soon? But that was, again, just clean MLBB coming from Yangon, who will join Onic in the 1-0 seed.
Hey, there's only one other team that could potentially join them at this stage. And I don't know if they want to play Hellcurt as well. Is it DFYG? Or do you think that maybe even Falcons might go out of their way to show something new?
Yeah, because we got to talk about making the most out of the breakthrough here, because both teams, Tongfang Yaguay as well as Falcons, in the previous M series, they could not get, I believe Tongfang Yaguay could not get out of the wildcards, and then Falcon could not get off group stage. So both teams didn't have the best of times, but I do believe that Falcons actually did quite well in the best of ones. It's just that when we start to transition to best of threes and etc., and when people started to figure out that Bruno should get banned, that's where they really started to suffer just a little bit. So both teams really want to make a breakthrough this time.
Well, here, funny thing. I was in the car transport on the way from the airport, coming back to, at the very least, to the hotel. He was telling me a lot about what happened during their M6 run. And again, yes, there was a Bruno problem, but for Sunwin, especially in that mid lane, it was a very different experience. I think this time round, the meta is more suited for him with his hero pool that he has right now, but it's still a toss of the die, right?
Yeah, now we got to talk about it's M7 the year. China rises as the next MLBB powerhouse, because I really feel like one of the bigger changes is that the China Masters played on the global patch, right? Making it much easier for them to transition into the patch that everyone else uses instead of the ones that they are more used to. And this time, they're not going through the wildcards because they became the champion. And quite an interesting one because it was through a reverse sweep, but still, the fact that it was on a global server does make it so that they're not struggling in terms of what's good now, especially because the patch, for me, is still relatively new.
Yeah, at least they've caught up. I think, that's the big thing. Whether before it's like, yes, they have a leg up because they're ahead in terms of the patches, but it's still different. At the end of the day, the raw execution is going to be the most important part, especially in a meta which demands you to make cool plays to actually win the game.
We just got to talk about as well Super Ken and Vel, right? This is technically their homecoming here, attending their first M series. Shout out Sasa as well, ex-Onic ID, one of the coaching staff for the FYG. And let's see how will they fare going up against a team from MENA.
Yeah, and honestly, they're kind of the same lineup as well for Team Falcons, except this one, they have a Boyet. So we got to look at the keys to the best of one here for Tongfang Yaguay. Create maximum space for Super Ken to farm and Snowball. And I still remember the clips is basically all around on him on that Lancelot, making crazy plays that we're all like, how do you survive that one?
I think that here's the scary thing. Teams that have super junglers, whether it be Super Ken in this case, a better easy case study would also be Kazuya, right? Because if they're going to play the exact same way to kind of get Kazuya in these positions to make these super plays, I think that right now, Super Ken is in a phenomenal position because he has access to some players who, again, really will go out of their way to make sure that his life is easy while still securing and prioritizing power picks dedicated to their goal. Because again, Long, staple name from DFYG for all 3 consecutive years.
A lot of our boys there. Long from Malaysia, Sasa from Malaysia, Vel played in MPL Malaysia. They're looking good. I'm actually very happy to see them here. They've got, now I hope I don't jinx it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's always dangerous.
We always hurt the ones that we love.
So I think I know now.
Do you hate me, Gideon?
No.
Borderline.
I appreciate it. I'll take that. Love brings pain.
Love brings pain.
Think about it. Think about it.
Love.
If you don't feel the pain, did you really fall in love?
Fair enough.
Big philosophies here, but I think it's time to bring out the teams, boys. New look, same fierce players. They look to soar high and pass the Swiss stage finally. But with them, their lineup of Sanji, Boyet, Kupfin, Troll, and Sano come to represent MENA under the banner. It's Falcons! Team Falcons soar!
Darkness champion, featuring Bell and Super Ken's homecoming. They look to shake things up here in the Swiss stage. Will they be able to do it? Bell, Super Ken, Yone, Zed, and Lung. This is Tongfang Yaguay.
Now introducing the coaches who will arm their players with the best weapons possible before they meet each other inside the land of Dawn. For DFYG, Coach Sasa and Lungs. For the side of Team Falcons, Coach Howie Byrne and Kakashi.
And now the fist bumps going in. Again, for Tongfang Yaguay as well as Team Falcons, they are in a situation where both really want to get to the knockout stage because, again, the slots are super limited. Only 8 slots for you to get onto the knockout stage, and unfortunately, 8 teams will be eliminated. And I feel like for Tongfang Yaguay, a lot of pressure is on their shoulders because Guangzhou Gaming was supposed to be the second team to represent China coming out from the wild cards, but they were just so close. But again, not enough. Tongfang Yaguay, we've got Vel, Super Ken, and Yon. Zed as well as Lung. And Lung, the last time we saw him, it's really about that hero pool. I wonder if it has expanded, especially because the gold laners today, at least for the marksmen, really have not been having a good time. Now we're looking at Team and Falcon, Sanji, Boyet, Cuffin, Troll, as well as Sano.
Yep. Big conversations with me and Sano, but overall, I'm hoping that the rest of the team is able to kind of work with Boyet, right? Because again, not Troll. What was it? Tarzan is supposed to be their main jungler, but this time around, they're getting Boyet to take them to new heights. And the question is whether the team can actually adapt to that sort of playstyle. We know Cuffin has shown some great plays, previous international experience, and with the help of Troll, but there was lack of direction. And that's what I'm hoping for this upcoming game, whether they've curbed that problem from last year.
Definitely needs more direct approach, maybe more concise as well, and hopes in a best of one, you know, anything can happen, and all they need is just one perfect game to at least secure that 1-0 seed. And again, Sano, not a lot of records, maybe no records at all, playing fighter gold laners, unlike his opponent. So maybe that's something that also DFYG can exploit.
Yeah, we're looking at the internal ranking for the junglers. So number 7 is Yazuke. TNZ falls at number 6. Super Ken is at number 5. Right, is at number 4. And Sakai is at number 3. I'm guessing Carl will be number 1. So Kyrie number 2?
Ooh, that's a... If Sakai's is already number 3, I feel like that's where it's leading to. Unless it's Demon Kai.
Demon Kai was number...
He was number 5, but I think... Oh wait, sorry, that was Super Ken was number 5.
Right, Demon Kai is number 4.
Number 4. Our predictions for this game is going into DFYG with LaFell, the only one for Team Falcons, and I think that even for this one, there's a lot of big problems with both of these teams that I saw from not only MSC, but all the way back from last year's M6 that I am hoping that they have curbed. And I think for DFYG, their problem is a lot harder to solve in comparison to Team Falcons.
Well, we'll see, because especially I want to see how Lungs will play around with this kind of patch, because we know he can use fighters, but you know he really wants to use those marksmen. And let's go back to that conversation. We really have not seen a good marksman game. In fact, the one goal leader that won was a mage, the Arif. Although we gotta give props to K, right?
Oh yeah.
Dealing with the Hellcurt is not easy, and towards the end, when he's full build, he actually looks pretty solid.
He does, but it also takes up resources that don't naturally come from him, like the Winds of Nature, for an example, right? Our map reveal has shown us broken walls once again. Same problem as we saw in the previous matchup, but this time, let's see what approaches both teams take.
Let's see here, right? It's going to be the FYG and Team Falcons. Who will take blue side here, at least in this game? I think, again, so far, the teams that are on blue have more...
Tail's been itching for a real
more saves, right? There's dictation there. Oh, Team Falcons, they banned Esmeralda out early on, so that's very specific.
But why? The question is why. There's always a good just for Yves. Is that the only thing that they've considered at this point? I was thinking maybe Uranus, but I was also thinking, like, if you are banning out Esmeralda, you're looking for the direct counters. And there is the possibility of anything that has a shield. Yes, Yves, also Angela, the list goes on.
Among the plans exists
It's going to be the Yves here picked up, so it seems like they're not too concerned, right? They know that Jushin is banned.
There we go.
That's going to be the natural response. The Yutong and potentially an assassin here like the Suchin or even the Hayabusa who's still on the board.
Oh, this one's really scary.
Did you say Hayabusa?
Hayabusa.
Okay. Hayabusa sounds pretty,
That's the next skin. That's the next skin line.
We got a Hayabusa, man.
Yeah, it's an entire skim line, except it's all in onesies. Think about it. Hayabusa? Whammas?
I love pajamas. But yeah, now with the Yuzong lock, we saw Gathon in this situation before, but they go for the Cho.
Wow.
Which is early, but at the same time, technically flexible, because it could go into the goal lead. Not sure if Lung wants that, but hey, who knows?
I feel like I don't know whether he's broken out of his traditional marksman archetype. I feel like he'll always lean in, similar to Sano in terms of just wanting to have something with range, or can scale up into the late game. I feel like maybe this could be, I'm reading into this a little bit too much, whether Zed's hero pool is actually smaller than we think, which is why they lead back into the Cho, which is generally a good Swiss Army knife. If not, I would have imagined that mid lane gets picked up.
Wow.
Matilda!
Matilda
This
and Fred.
feels like, what?
2
years ago? Yeah.
That's a classic combo there.
You think they're gonna go Ixia? They'll like really double down. They double down on like, oh, if you get our Yves, you can't get our Ixia. If you get our Ixia, you can't get our Yves.
I feel they want a Claude or a carry, because I feel like carry Matilda would be pretty strong.
I'm down for that. That actually sounds like a really good idea. But overall, there's still a couple of answers that need to be, dealt with. First, number one, do we have a mid laner that can deal with this tank? And I mean, yes, there's obviously the Farsus and things like that. The Lunasis, of course, but their jungler gets locked in first. So now this is where it gets interesting for the bans.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I feel like for Yaguay, they kind of is Claude or Moskov. I feel like those are the two heroes that can deal with this
Is
kind
Bruno
of
just out of the picture?
I feel like it is quite difficult because you need some kind of shred, and Bruno is all about that crit and not really on that shred. So I really feel like it's either Claude or Moskov, because Lung has shown that he does like to use that Moskov. The carry is okay, but dealing against Yves, it's so hard.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of potential problems that could come out of this. I feel that if Lung ends up getting something like, oh, it limits down the pool, the Arlet is getting banned out.
I mean, like, Arlet Fredrin is pretty strong, no?
Yeah, with the crowd control, can definitely overwhelm that composition.
I think...
Plus, I think it means that their mid lane or whatever it is kind of like mid-range. Mid-range.
Yeah. It's a really good read into the situation. Funny enough, Falcons are the ones who ban out the Claude.
Yeah. Again, like, Falcons want to make sure that Tongfang Yaguay does not get it, because I feel like with this kind of draft, you can get away with any marksman, even the Beatrix.
Yes.
It's so nice. The Uranus ban comes through. The FYG, they sniffed that one out.
But I feel like Falcon, if they don't mind not having too much damage, they can go for something like an Alice and still pressure quite well against the three heroes of Tongfang Yaguay.
Yeah, Terizla as well, the good setters. There's multiple different options here. And I think that, especially when you're up against a Yuzong, if you can negate how much lane pressure Yuzong actually provides in that lane, things like playing like Esme, for an example, Uranus, and there's one more that was supposed to come into my mind. I was thinking maybe if they wanted a little bit more damage, they could go Benedetta, but again, same risks as our previous best of one. Not worth taking.
Definitely not worth it. Falcon will lock in that Valentina. So no two real word manipulation in this game, and potentially a big ultimate later on. Let's see, first pick in the second phase, the FYG. They have enough crowd control. Now they need burst though.
I would feel safe-ish is Kadita, but dealing with the Matilda will be a bit annoying. So they still go for the far south fight, range with range. So the Lapu is still open. I feel like Lapu is pretty solid for Falcons.
Yeah, super solid. And I think this is what they've been waiting for this entire time, right? Because they've set this up really well. They've got like a strong mid trio that they've been working on, and then on the opposite side, you got the duo, and then your EXP laner, so that's one side of the map. Once the mid laner reveals itself, then it becomes very clear how they need to approach this.
Mapu comes to mind, you're right, and a potential marksman, right, for without the Claude.
I think they may even consider something like a higher carry. I feel like it's still good for Falcons at this point. Because again, I feel like any marksman they pick up will be good.
Yeah, I like that Herald pick. Provide burst as well.
They could also go for Ixia if they wanted to. And I think that's something that we have to keep in mind, considering that we've seen it pop out a couple of times. Ooh, Moskov, great way to kind of just deny the opponents. Go into carry, I dare you. Try me.
Because again, only Moskov as well as Claude really deal with this kind of draft very well. So they go for the Ruby instead. So this is going to be a usage in hyper carry.
I like this actually.
Yeah.
Ooh, this becomes way harder to deal with now. With, again, a composition like this has a lot of turtle pressure, and I think that's going to be the big problem. I'm curious to see whether Sanji is going to get some actual value from this Lapu, because if he doesn't find that early first kill during that turtle fight, this game is going to spiral out of control.
Realistically speaking, looking at this kind of draft, I feel like the one that will suffer the most is probably Boyet on this Redrin, because dealing with Cho, Ruby, Yuzong, there's a lot of ways to say that you got into the fight, you're not getting out.
Yeah, even if he does find an opportunity to catch Super Can. So it's a dangerous fine line we will be seeing here as we head on into the Land of Dawn.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 4th game of today. Tongfang Yaguay going up against Team Falcons. Can Team Falcons actually soar, or will the monsters from China bring them down?
Let's find out. Once again, both junglers are going to be starting on the same side, and Hall, they're happy. Troll taking a little bit of damage in the earlier stages as expected, but I am liking this opening in the mid lane. They're not doubling up on each other, they're splitting the sides. They know that the matchup, they have more damage for now, unless Matilda gets 3 of those soul blooms on you.
Definitely got to capitalize on that power. Here, Zed just providing info, right? All right, you know, Fredrin starts blue, starts purple, and the FYG can decide on what's next, pathing-wise.
Yep, level 1, Vel already putting quite a lot of pressure onto Sanji, zoning him away. And yeah, before level 4, Troll taking a bit of damage, able to get out of there. Before level 4, Sanji will have trouble going up against this Yuzong.
That's a Spear of Misery. Super Ken in trouble already. Boyet is on it, that's gonna be Cuffin. Picking up first blood. Zed, though, will be able to juke that one out, but that's an important kill from Falcons.
Yeah, extremely important kill. And honestly, they lost so little for it as well, right? In terms of Sano, he only misses out on 1 minion, and considering that he was able to get an assist off of that, is still worth his time. He doesn't care if level 4 happens, he just needs to not interact with Lung and just slowly farm back up. I'm surprised he did go for the Master Assassin though, but hey, that's just me.
Yeah, I feel like we got to shout out Howie Bum here from Team Falcons. Understanding, okay, against Super Ken on this Yusun Shin, he wanted to take some camps away. So make sure both side lanes, right? Sanji as well as Sano, be ready to help out if needed. And Sano was on that.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Whoa, Zed?
Oh, wow.
Huh?
Zed?
He wants to see if the camera's on him.
Okay.
And I feel like the direction, I think he's like, okay, I think they're looking at me, guys. I can tell.
I can tell. Oh, man. Good amount of ults here already being used. Vel even preemptively used the Black Dragon form, even though he did have the information necessary to get out of there. Oh!
That's a stun. That's all the damage. The reinforcements, that's a taunt. Vel trying to hold on, but it seems like 3 members just too much.
This is a weird series of events for Tongfang Yaguay, but it's alright, you know, it's okay. We saw how Onyx ID, you know, in the early game, make some mistakes as a team, but then they recover after, you know,
15.
Yeah, 15. Some say 22 minutes of the game.
Oh man, that's like 13 and 20 minutes away. This is gonna take so long before that point. It's just agony. But at least it's just a 2-0, right? The gold lead is barely negligible, and it's still jumping between the 2 teams. And Super again, just wait. Oh, okay. Boyet with a drive-by, dude. That was swag.
Shout out Troll too, right? With the guiding win.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, Super Cat probably like, I don't see a Frederick, do you? nah, you're good. Boom, Fredrin jumps in. It's like, that was the fastest Fredrin I've seen. Was that Fredrin or Superman?
God, it is so fast. So very, very fast. In terms of first item purchase, oh, wait, hold on. Why does, he was able to find that kill earlier. Slight lead there, completes his tier 2 boost as he wants to go into the War Axe. Hunter Strike first Fury Hammer already completed by Bell. Only a component though. I'm not sure if he wants to finish it. Considering the lineup that he's playing against, you might as well, because they're all generally squishy other than the Fredrin.
Yeah. Right now, either ways, again, because of the goal is not all that much different. No one is really getting punished. And the important thing is for Superken to get his items.
Real world collision. That's also the certainly Eagle locking Superken down. Another well done executed there. Team fight. And the coordination is insane from Team Falcons.
You want to hear my analysis? I feel like Mirko was glazing Superken a bit before the game, and it's costing him. I feel like Mirko just be quiet for a while, and then we're all good.
This is some real meta stuff right now. He's in the back just freaking out. I was like, how does he know? Oh, kick!
Onto a Troll. That's a taunt. That's Troll take him down. But that's all about it. Boyet will take the purple. Buff still.
This is what I learned. Sometimes it's outside of the game. See, once we do the analysis, he gets his first kill.
I sure hope.
Coincidence?
I sure wish
not.
I sure wish Mirko's vlogging this, and the whole time he's silent. As soon as he speaks, that's when it happens. Oh, the opposite is just as true. But with 7 seconds left on the clock before the next at least orange buff comes back up, you notice that both Falcons and as well as Tongfang and Yaguay, they realize that they've hit a break point. First item is going to pretty much decide how these upcoming fights are going to work.
Nope. That's another kick on towards one. Will they have enough damage with the Petrify? Bell will take Sanji down. So that's like a warning sign for Falcons not to overextend.
I mean, yes, but also Bell is taking advantage of some Yuzong tech here. Most people are like, oh, the problem with Yuzong is that his dash is always a fixed distance. Not if you jump into a wall that's longer than your dash, then it looks like you basically jumped on the spot.
Yeah. And last of the race is for Troll. So next time that happens, Troll probably will give enough shield and heal to make sure that whoever gets isolated will be able to survive. Unless you're Sana. But other than that, you should be okay.
Wait for a dive here. A 3v2, potentially. Feather Airstrike spent, but calm, composed Sano will able to defend and clear the wave bottom side.
Yeah, very good movements here. And this also deters Superken from actually trying to go for an invasion of his own. But yet, as long as he maintains his gold against Superken, that's great. But eventually, they need to make something happen, and they might find it here.
Oh, that's a flicker early one from Yone. Boyet again just takes it away. Oh, that's an engage there by Zed. Take a look at the FYG's positioning though. From the flanks, Long jumps in. That's the stun that Ruby can provide. Spear of Destruction finds its mark, but it seems like Sanji will be taken now. That's a Petrify. Sano takes the turret, but DFYG holds on.
Yeah, honestly, that was good coming in from Yiwan because he was definitely caught the moment he found Boyet, but able to get away. That's good.
We talk about good, but as they backed away, I think Superken just leashed the turtle for him.
Yeah, that's a 3-1 for Boyet. Do they have compensation though? They want to fight now. Boyet is the target. Remember, they have the Flask Oasis in hand. Zed with the kick. No clear target. That's going to be Boyet falling surely, but no! He holds on because of the Flask of the Oasis. Now, finally, with the help of the Farsa, he falls down, but that's still a triple from Cuffin.
Yeah, and everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. Yi1 is fighting his hardest, and a Spear of Destruction. Superken, he's out. Oh!
Perfect timing on the Traceless, but it seems like Sanji isn't able to close that gap. He survives.
Indonesian crowd loving it. Loving the fact that he makes it out with 1 HP, but it doesn't change the fact that Team Falcons now have momentum on their side as they're looking to break up the mid-tier 1. DFYG, again, so many moments. These fights are really, really messy. The initiation looks good, but as soon as the team fight goes longer than 3 seconds, everybody's got a different direction.
Yeah, you got to start hunkering down and say, what's first step? And I think the first step is, Bell, your main target, is Cuffin, right? Sano eventually will become a problem, but right now Cuffin is the problem, especially because he does have 4-0 and 1. So that shutdown gold will be something that Tongfang Yaguay can really utilize to complete their items here. So I feel like that's step number 1. Get on to Cuffin, and then make sure you don't waste your resources on people that just takes too much of it, like Boyet. We saw every single member from Tongfang Yaguay wants to get Boyet. He's the jungler, yes, but he is a veteran that's 0, 1, and 5. At that point, it was 0, 0, and 5, right? So it really makes no sense, especially because the turtle was already done.
Yep.
They're not contesting for anything. So they gotta go down and be like, okay, what's really important and what's less important? The priority has to be on point here.
They have to talk about this. They really need to decide what those priorities are now so that everybody can be on the same page when the fight actually occurs. Oracle already purchased by Vel at this point. This next upcoming neutral objective is going to be really hard to contest for Tongfang Yaguay now. So it's all about pushing and pulling, right? They're waiting for the key components to come out first. And obviously, Cuffin would be nice to take out first, but he's got Purify, so we gotta do a little bit of push and pull.
That's the thing. The coordination from Zed and Vel needs to be on point here. BDF is the call. Take a look at the Lord here. Below 50%. That's going to be Sanji. Misses the stun. Super can't find the Lord. Now, will they look for more? Lung Conte. That's going to be him. Trying to buy time for his team as Cuffin finally finds the unstoppable. Super can traceless outside with Vel. Trying to buy time, perhaps look for a kill, but in the mid lane, you can see action between the mid laners, but wings by wings, back to safety.
Yep, Cuffin doing a really good job at using his lead to be oppressive against E1, who technically, as of right now, is only the second strongest scaled up hero in the composition of DFYG. Other than Supercan, everybody else is just a tier below when it comes down to the scaling. With the Lord push, though, this could pull this back for Tongfang Yaguay. Great comms between Vel and Supercan.
Yeah, Sano has to be careful now because Yuan just finished his Genius 1. And now at level 10, that's quite a lot of stacking onto that, you know, reducing of the defense. So it's going to hurt the Moskov quite a bit.
As they dance around. Where can he find? They don't even want to split themselves up to try and catch that bot wave. They're willing to sacrifice mid and bot tier 1.
I don't think Guffin has used his Purifying to this point, right? Not really, at least from the side of DFYG. Creates a lot of threat just yet, but they will lose towers though because of the Lord push.
Yeah, right now for Tongfang Yaguay, we can definitely see that they're slowing down because even they understand in terms of scaling, they're actually not bad, especially Super Ken. I feel like for the first few minutes is getting back into the groove of playing on stage, and now I think he's there.
They're making some good calls here. As soon as they see the Dragon Bolt come out, revealing the entire map, they're already taking guesses where they could potentially be. And I think this is a really good response coming up from the side of Falcons. They've been drilling themselves to have good habits, and I like to see that. Now with Boyet, with the Brute Force Breastplate, that's when things are going to start speeding up. It's even for Supercan on the opposite end, getting a Blade of Despair. Luckily, he doesn't have the Malefic Roar just yet, but we'll see. The last couple of items, I'm not sure which situation is better.
Yeah, right now Sano hasn't been influencing the fights all that much. We got to see whether this Moskov can really do much because, again, Marksman so far hasn't been doing all that great in day 1 here. Zed probably thinking that he wants to get a target, but I don't think there's any good targets for him to hit.
See, you're waiting for someone to pull the trigger.
Oh!
On Shocker, that's certainly Eagle. Real world relation. Tutan! Oh, take a look at the damage. Now Sano jumps in. Sanji will finish him off. Now it's a 5v4. Take a look at Yuan. Trying to escape with the wings by wings. Finds it, but that's Vel taking a lot of damage. Team Falcons can they close this one out? Seems like not just yet. Now with a feather and strike, Sanji will feel the heat. And it's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
Dude, you could just see the combination of Genius Wand alongside with the Glowing Wand. My goodness, you can see it cumulatively stack up higher and higher when it honestly shouldn't. But at this stage of the game, with a Lord at stake, Tongfang Yaguay will take anything. And with Sanji down, Long, all he has to do is peel.
I gotta say, both mid laners are playing so well here. D1 as well as Cuffin, making sure that they can deal the damage while staying alive.
That's a kick. That's an important member. Down goes the gold laner from Team Falcons. Take a look at the Lord who finds the retribution. It will be Super Ken. Now, it's technically a 5v4, and Team Falcon says, let's disengage.
Yeah, for Tongfang Yaguay, they gotta be careful as well because Super Ken did take some damage in that previous Lord fight, so gonna heal up first before they really, commit. Especially because they did get the Lord, so you just gotta wait on that. By that time, Sano will revive, and he has to be careful of that because again, Sano has not had a game so far. He does have his Trinity, but looks like it's not enough.
Yeah, and I think worse yet, the sieges are so much better for DFYG. Oh wait, hold on.
That's a taunt. That's a roamer though. Let's see. I think Zed can die here. It's a 5v4, but it will relieve off pressure definitely.
No, look at all the ults already being used.
Yeah, 4 ults.
For Zed.
On towards a roamer.
And now with the, oh my god.
Uh-oh, let's see here. No resource. Not a lot of resource there for Team Falcons. BDF can feather airstrike span as well though from DFYG.
So never mind. Yaguay also used a lot of ults. So now we're break even.
I've never seen 2 teams spend so much for a car in my life. It's secondhand. I swear it's like brand new. I don't know. 3 million, it sounds a little expensive.
Yeah, I think they're like, oh no, we use a lot of ults. What are the chances we can make them do the same thing? And then it's like, okay guys, we're all good.
We're even.
A little trigger happy indeed. Circling Eagle. On towards one. Dude, Yuan from the flanks. That's a Farsa, by the way. Very ballsy move, but nothing comes out of it just yet.
No, they just want to show us that it's so low cooldown that it's okay.
Yeah.
I agree, but at the same time, Troll, you gotta stop pressing that button so early. You gotta calm down for half a second. The last one made a lot of sense, but this one you had literally 0 space to play. What was the play there?
Okay, let's ask the question. Was it Troll or Boyette? What if Boy is like, hey, bro, bring me in. Bring me in. Let me put a 5-man taunt and let all 5 members feel my blade.
Boyette physically getting in front of Troll and be like, send me in, sir.
Oh, they got you one.
Yeah, that's the wings by wings. Perfect time as well. That's a shutdown, an important one. Finally, one mid laner goes down.
It's working out. It's working out for them. And Tongfang Yaguay, they need to know that, like, as much as you want to stick as 5 together, splitting up is a pretty decent idea, but vision will always be number 1. If you don't have vision over your opponents, you better be careful, sir.
Yep. If you don't know where you're going, are you really going anywhere?
That's a great question right there.
You've been listening to a lot of Jaden Smith, clearly.
Oh.
Your idol, your role model.
I'm listening to Jake Paul. Come on, man.
Okay. Oh, that's different.
Oh, that one hurt. That one hurt.
Yeah.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, still talking with a broken jaw.
That's the best part. With the mid lane already shoved in, wait. Hold on, what are the state of the waves? Neutral, mid's getting shoved in right now. They're holding mid prio while they let Falcons take care of it. Sano already getting the winds of nature. I don't think this is a good idea.
Well, I know look at the Lord here. Lung is also looking for an opportunity to use the Don't Run with King. And Sanjay's almost up 15. Now they got vision.
Yeah, they're pulling the trigger right now. Yuan, no flicker. Oh, Yuan! Again, obliterated. That's gonna be Super Can finds it. Take a look at Bell in dragon form. He holds on, but the taunt, the damage will come through. He will be the sacrificial lamb as Guffin picks up the godlike.
I mean, like at that point, that was as 50-50 as it can get. I was looking at the junglers. I don't think either were really stunned up. Bell, he let it be a 50-50. It's like, I'm going to deal with Sano. You guys got to deal with Boyette. And then Super Ken's like,
I got you.
I super got you. Or I can do this. Whichever is his tagline.
God, it feels good that Super Ken is kind of finding back that form when he first made his debut with the lineup of Bigotron. And I think that, whoa, Zed really going out of his way here.
Yeah, has the immortality, but will lose his immortality, I believe. No, bought enough time. He still keeps his immortality, but no, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Cast a curse.
But yeah, that was an attempt from Team Falcons.
Hey, 70 minutes now in the game.
Oh, dude, this whole day is just going to be 20 minutes plus.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, because that's 4 more. And if that doesn't, if the experience is not the same, I feel so bad for the next shift.
Oh my goodness, they'd be missing out so much of the M7 experience.
They need to feel what we feel. If not, why are they even here, you know?
Yeah. You can jinx it. Say they have 10-minute games, you know, maybe then.
You know what? They'll have 5-minute games.
Okay. Even better. I love that.
Okay.
Great.
I have that power, LaFell.
I like that Gani went from boot boy Gani to be like, you know what? Jinx them. Just jinx them.
Oh, man. Once again, The big problem when we see both teams playing so tight, so close, when there's such a big map and they're scared to make big mistakes, not a lot of action actually happens, right? It's all about just posturing against your opponent, trying to see whether they stick their toes out a little too far and taking those small little bits of flesh, and hopefully it surmounts to something.
I feel like that works better for CFU.
Ooh.
The Sharks, right? But do Sharks bite toes?
They will... I know this. Let me just dig the archives. I know this.
Because I feel like Sharks, once they taste blood...
Smell blood, yeah. That's the thing.
They can smell blood from like, what, 5 kilometers away, and when, ideally, they want to one-shot, one-kill their prey. That's why the great whites come up from the bottom and go at like Mach 5 at you. Especially seals, because those things go flying.
Oh, sorry.
What was that? The foul.
Sorry.
What foul was that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dude, okay. I was thinking of how a seal would sound, and I accidentally voiced it out.
Blop, blop. No, that was the sound?
Man's literally...
Look, I've never seen a seal. I could be wrong.
You haven't seen a seal?
I mean, I've seen it, but not in real life.
Not IRL.
Have you seen... Oh, he said IRL again. Oh, my God.
It's messing with you. He's messing with you. He's getting in your head.
I'm getting better at 6'7", but now IRL just...
wow. Really? Okay.
Dude, look at the people I'm hanging out with. Everyone keeps 6'7"ing me.
That's true. That's true. That's fair. That's fair. That's true.
Look at Michelle. I'm just asking. What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong with
Look,
You're
they're
right.
praying.
They are.
But for who?
I don't know.
Team Falcons, I guess. No? Yeah, right.
Are they going to be religiously tied, or is it just Indo pride? Oh, the fight begins!
They pull the trigger. Circling Eagles towards the back. Super Cannon Trouble. That's a winner crown. Pop. SOD. That's some land, I believe. That's going to be Super Cannon Trouble.
Yo.
That's a kick. Super Can. Faceless coming down. The Boyette finds the Lord, but that's going to be scattered all over. Bell can hold on. Boyette has immortality. EFYG. They will find Cuffin, but they lose out on the Lord's head. No kick, I believe. That's going to be DFYG. Trying to find compensation in the back. That Sano loses immortality. Whiting win. Sanji stunned up. The damage will come through. Down goes the Lapu Lapu.
Oh my God, bro!
Never mind.
Bro!
Roll is there to save Sanji.
Team Falcons refuses to die.
Petition to get rid of Flask of the Oasis.
That is great.
This item's disgusting. And I hate the fact that Troll is doing so much. Wait, hold on. Are they going to go for more? No, I mean, they got to deal with the Lord, right? Okay, Boyette, let's. I know you got Troll. I know that you got your delivery service, but like mid lane's wide open. You could just open up the map.
At this point, it's not just delivery, it's insurance. But they don't want to pay out, so they make sure you don't die.
Insurance, but they care.
Yeah.
Okay, SOD lands. The Lord touches the base turret bottom side. So it's a defense, right? We are going to, I mean, 25 minutes. If they keep going like this, I can see even half an hour game here.
Hey, we had a 29-minute game.
Sure, why not break it?
Exactly. You know what? Boys, we're the long boys.
I like that. I like that a lot. And
Yeah,
if we're all super fans of DFYG's assistant coach, we could all be the Lungs boys.
I will be just for the sake of that.
Okay, the Lungs boys.
We're the Lung boys. They already have 2 Lungs. Do we add 1-0 for every fan?
Each fan has to sign each of the O's.
Oh, look at that!
Uh-oh, real world relation. Feather airstrike in response. Base turret will be defended. Sanji misses his stun, has the guiding win. Here comes the Dragon though. Trying to isolate members perhaps, but no, the damage is a little bit too intimidating, and they will clear top.
You know what both teams are doing quite well? It's spacing, because they're really trying to get maximum range of whoever is the longest range, and they're just dodging just by a few, a few meters or a few
pixels.
What's the small of miles?
Feet?
Yeah, sure, because I want to address the any audience as well.
Okay.
We got to handle both metrics.
Guiding window, circling eagle. That's a flicker from the Fox. Juicy card, and down goes Yuan. Now Team Falcons, they want this fight. It's 5v4. Down goes Bell in the the back. Super Ken zoned out by Sanji. Black Dragon form off the map, but down goes the members of the FYG as they look to disengage. But the damage from Team Falcons is more than enough to take 2 members down.
This is so upsetting. Dude, Troll is having the time of his life here. It's actually crazy how sustainable this competition
Yeah, look at that shield.
Wow.
Look at Troll's shield, bro. Troll's shield is bigger than his life total.
No wonder they banned Esmeralda.
This sucks. What do you do? What do you even do against this?
Oh no. This is not looking good for Yelping.
Oh no.
Why?
Oh.
He lands as well.
Don't do it.
They don't want to do it. They want to play patiently. It will be up in 10 seconds or so, 15 seconds, so they can play around it.
Yeah, but still, it felt like forever since we see healers coming into the game.
Red and Matilda combination as well.
Yeah. It has been a hot second, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. There's a lot to be said about these games. There's not as many forced errors I was hoping to see because again, oddly enough, Team Falcons and Tongfang Yaguay play extremely similarly. They have like really intense ideas about how to 5v5 and how to probe their opponents. Even their map movements across, I think that Tongfang Yaguay is much better at doing the objective coordination between EXP and jungle. But I think that Falcons is much better at an overall team fight perspective.
This is the problem for Tongfang Yaguay. Super Ken needs space to deal free damage. Yeah. He's not been given that. And for Team Falcons, they're playing hide and seek with Yiwan. The moment Yiwan gets taken down, it's I got nothing clever to say. They just win.
I think you know it's just layered. Yiwan, if the flicker is triggered, they're keeping tabs, right? Team Falcons, and that's when they really commit on towards a move on towards Yiwan. Is this the last push? That's gonna be Super Ken locked in the mid lane. For now, they have defended their base turret very well.
Because Yuan was able actually to get onto Cuppin, which forced him to stop the real-world manipulation.
Which is totally fine because now letting Feathered Airstrike, they guarantee at least 1 inhibitor, and on that second wave, they're hoping that they can pressure Yi1 enough so he at least moves far enough so they can get this mid-tier 1 as well.
I think they will get it. They will not be able to defend here from the side of the FYG. Feathered Airstrike just to zone and relief off pressure. They lose 2 base turrets though.
Yeah, worried just a little bit because Super Ken almost died just dealing with the Lord. That shows how difficult the situation is in that game.
3-man taunts by Boyet! Take a look at the back though, Bells run his own out members. Boyet still has immortality! Winner crown, but Sanji's there. Can he do it? That's gonna be Team Falcons now trying to provide the damage. Feather Airstrike is there to provide cover. Down goes Vel. Regardless, it's still a 5v4.
Instant item swaps coming in from both sides. It's down to the wire. Super Ken somehow lives while Vel gives up his life, but a great initiation from both Zed as well as Long to get the space necessary. But with missing inhibitors, this Lord just does not seem takeable unless Super Ken does the play that he's done for so many times. You just got to steal that Lord.
At this point, it's really just a play on Micro, man. Who is the best at using their individual heroes? And like I said, all those item swapping, minions are coming in. The Lord's getting low.
Oh, deleted Yuan. And again, not a good sign for the FYG. Zed now isolated in the back. Lung taking a lot of heat as 1 by 1. They are on a manhunt and they want to wipe the FYG out before taking on the main crystal.
I don't think the Tongfang Yaguay can protect this one, man.
Not in a minute.
Yi1 is 50 seconds away.
I mean, they've got Vel, and that could buy them 20 seconds. But again, wave clear is the biggest problem right now.
Team Falcons, the base is wide open practically, and they will look to join the 1-0 seed as they did not just soar, they will rise to that seed again. They will wipe the members out, and they will take the main base.
God, LaFell, you're so good at coming up with who's going to win at the match. At the end, your predictions have been so accurate. It's crazy. That's so crazy, my guy.
It is really crazy.
Yeah, I definitely meant for that to happen.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm so smart. Speaking of, 27-28. That is quite a long stretch of the game, but something about Falcons, man.
Yeah.
In a best of one, they're really like showing all the way from last few years, like something about best of ones. Meta really likes it.
They really do. In-game decisions, I think, are just more.
I personally think that Falcons have a lot more mental stamina. They are a lot more, I wouldn't say they're the most patient when it comes down to the play.
Yeah.
But if you tell them, oh, 150 fights and then do your 151st fight, they'll still say yes. I think that DFYG at this point in time, as these fights get messier and messier, it starts to all blend together. There's a lack of clarity as to how do we actually deal with this fight when we are so close together. The fact that Boyette was able to find a three to four man pawn, why are you in that choke point in the first place?
Yeah, I feel like they're able to have this kind of, I would say, tankiness when it comes to their mentals, because something that you can say about the meta teams is that they can handle the heat.
They can.
Yes.
You like that, Gani?
Yes.
He can. Nobody can see his face. He's loving it. He's loving that one. But man, at least for Falcons, very happy that they found at least a win here. You think the second match for them is going to be harder than this one? Because I don't know. The way that I see that game, it's not a good showing. But in that round two, you start filtering out the teams who are like, I'm just not ready for this stage, compared to teams who are like, all right, let's do this again.
Something that I do want to say about Team Falcons right now, this is the good and bad, which is they found an identity, right?
Yeah.
We're just kind of worried if it's just one identity, because we saw the Esmeralda ban, and it's good to ban out when you do want to use an E, but now we see one of the reasons is because of that Matilda as well. So I think that is something that teams will start to be prepared for. Maybe they will let the heroes go and they just try to play around it, because Troll on that Matilda was actually pretty good. And even though, yes, we're like, you just keep throwing out your ults for no reason, but at the same time, it does create that mental pressure, and it becomes like, we can do this all day, but can you?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think their approach is really, they prepared for this, right? It's similar to that Hellcurt first phase pick, where they're really confident in executing it properly. And so, also the same with this case. I think the Matilda Fred, they picked it up, doesn't really care with their matchup later on, and they were able to, even though it's a long game, but they made it to pull through.
Yeah, and let's look at our MVP of this game. Thanks to our official gaming phone, going to be the real me. Give it up for our MVP, Troll on this Matilda. As much as I'm like, ooh, boy, I did a good job, Troll on this pick, really nasty with it overall. Generally, when you are playing the Matilda, I feel like a lot of the game isn't on you, because you need to trust that your teammate presses the button.
So right now, the question for you, honestly, both of you, which would you rather face? The Matilda or the Hellcurt?
Wow.
Right? Like, it makes you think like, oh,
Matilda.
You'd rather face the Matilda?
Yeah, I'd rather face the Matilda.
Okay. You know
with
what?
the flask of the aces.
No, hold on. Let's put this into perspective. Ghani's a roam main.
Yeah.
And what are you?
I'm an EXP main.
Yeah, so, you know, different perspectives. Someone like if you ask the goal later, they'll be like, give me Matilda all day, I don't care. Do not.
That's true.
I do not want a Hellcurt.
As a roamer, I dislike Matilda.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We don't care about Hellcurt. He doesn't one-shot us.
He doesn't one-shot you guys. But, like, just look at the way that these fights actually progress, right? These first couple are, like, a little messy. But then once they understood exactly what they needed to do, the fact that Sano is hitting from, like, halfway across the map with these Spears of Destruction, and even for DFYG, they've already thought ahead. If E1 goes down, we just need to stop the damage dealers from actually getting on top of Supercan, and we can all walk away.
I think one of the things that we do have to see here is the lack of damage. Supercan as the solo carry, which I feel like this has been an ongoing conversation for the better of 8 months now. But having a comp that only has one sole damage dealer is not enough. I understand as a Parsa, but is she really there? Right? Either her ult has been forced out early, or she just straight up dies. So whether Supercan likes it or not, if you look at the driver, you're like, what do you mean he's the only damage dealer? Like, no, really. He is the only damage dealer.
And that's the thing, right? Because your other damage dealers had their moment, their era within the game, and that was supposed to be building up from a good early. They didn't get that good early. They were denied the mid game as well. And by the time we got into the late game, 3 missing inhibitors, man. I would react exactly like that, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Why the zoom though?
No, more importantly, why
Not
that
expecting zoom,
angle?
though.
No, yeah, why? It's something you see in Mirko's vlog. I didn't expect for the world to maybe Mirko's actually the one handling the camera.
He's the camera operator in the back.
He's like, yeah, closer, closer, closer.
Oh, it's too funny.
You guys
it's too
are funny. You guys are funny. I gotta give you that.
But I don't know. The only thing, my only problem right now is how do you guys feel about the new item that reduces the attack speed? Because I'll be real with you, as much as it like, oh wow, it's so great going up to 150 attack speed, capping it at 75, you still get a decent amount of value from the golden staff at the very least. At least the multi-hits are still through.
I never played gold lane, so I don't know. If you ask me about Chastise Boulder, I'm with you on that one.
Well, okay.
Which, by the way, I do like it.
You do like it?
I do like Chastise Boulder.
Do you hope that they change the stats a little bit instead of just giving you health? Just give more MR and armor.
Yeah, I feel like if they give me like 180 physical attack, I think that'd be great.
180?
Wouldn't Yuzong want that?
I mean, that's better. How expensive is this item that's apparently better of BRD?
1,009.
Wow, you're the worst. Yeah, it's Skypiercer, but you get, instead of like a threshold, you get more stats.
Oh, yeah, all the way as well.
Dear Lord.
I guess I'm not going to get hired with the balance team.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I hate how you say that with a straight face. No guilt whatsoever, no remorse. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, so imagine like, do you think the Holy Crystal is so expensive? Like, yeah, I think it should be 1,005.
Mid laners everywhere. Ooh, yeah. That's how we should do it.
Gold laners everywhere. No. Speaking of, you guys want to play better for longer, because if you have 29-minute games, 27-minute games, you need to be comfortable. You need to make sure that you're always on point. Whether you're enjoying a casual game with friends or playing on the M7 World Stage, Secret Lab can elevate your game with tournament-grade ergonomic support. The very same kind that the pros can use, that is casters can use. Hey, yo. Let me take this home.
Hey.
Your ass.
Come on now.
Wow, that's
much.
big ass.
Well, here's the thing. We also got to ask, are you guys a Granger main? Of course you are. Because even if you're not, you need this new Thunder Ascendant skin. It's available right now. Unlock the M7 Pass, and it's yours immediately. Because you never know that one day your friend be like, you play gold. And then you say, no. And then your friend is like, do you want us to stop being friends with you? And that's why you kind of just have to. So make sure you guys witness the true prestige with Granger's new Prime skin as well. This beauty is waiting for you at level 75 of the M7 Pass. So get the Granger skin or risk ruining a friendship.
Yo, that's some high stakes here.
That is deep, man. That is deep friendship.
Yeah, I'm just imagining 13-year-olds looking at each other differently now.
It's like, Mom, you don't get it.
Mom, you don't get it.
I need friends, Mom.
I need this skin, Mom.
I need friends.
Mom, you don't understand. I need to be level 75. It's so important.
Oh,
well,
God.
That's it for us. We had quite a day.
Yeah,
it has been
fun.
Very fun. But right now, Gideon, Gane, and me, myself, LaFell, we're signing off. And we're going to be changing for new casters. Do you guys want to know who that is?
Stick around.
Let's watch. Bye-bye. See you guys later. I'm going to go pray.
New Mate 15 Pro M7 official gaming foam.
A trophy, a symbol, a legacy, a champion. We begin our story with the pioneers, forged in gold, Fairy's champion ring and medal, relics to be worn with pride. Among champions, one legend outshines all. We play, we carry. Realme M7 official gaming phone. Forged for those who create miracles. The ultimate artifact of mastery. Every cheer from an army of believers shapes the determination of a champion. The Visa champion journey is reserved for those who never stop believing. When united, they become something greater. The legacy of the M Series, a home for every champion to stand eternal. This is the Hall of Champions.
What is a dream chaser? Dream chasers are relentless, and they are unstoppable, forever chasing the eternal dream.
Düş peşinde koşanlar geriden başlar. Aleyhimize yığılan ihtimalleri aşarız. Мөрөөдлийнхөө төлөө тэмүүлнэ гэдэг бол дайчин хүний чанар. Гал дүлтэйгээр бид хувь тавилантай тэмцэн.
Un soñador emerge de las sombras. En cada batalla forjamos nuestro nombre.
A chaser is new to the fight, fierce enough to rewrite history.
Kuzeyin ucundan yükseliyoruz. Bir düş peşinde koşanlar olarak dolunun vahşi gücüyle çarpıyoruz.
ساعي الحلم نصر عاصفة الصحراء نحن شداء صراع ولا نلين.
Преследователь, западный дракон восстающий, чтобы doказать, наши клыки все еще остры.
追梦者乃东方苏醒的巨龙，腾空而起，施展群雄。Kami pernah berada di sini. Kini kami kembali bangkit untuk menggoncang dunia.
យើងជាអ្នកកំណត់ហ្គេមល្បឿនប្រកួតខ្លះជារបស់យើងដែលធ្វើឲ្យគូប្រកួតពិបាកវិញទឹក
အိမ်မက်တွေနောက်လိုက်ဖို့အတွက်တိတ်ကနေပြန်လည်ရောက်ရှိလာကြတယ်။တားဆီးတိုင်းကိုလည်းရှုံးမခံဘူးကြောက်ဖြတ်တောင်း
Ang naghahabol ng pangarap galing sa pinakamalakas na rehiyon, habang iba'y nanonood lang, kami ay kumikilos na walang pagdududa.
Kami menguasai pentas untuk menyempurnakan legasi kami, meraih kembali apa yang sepatutnya menjadi milik kami.
Seorang pengejar mimpi bergerak seperti Phoenix, terakhir kembali dan ditempa proses.
Sebagai pengejar mimpi, kami menguasai langit. Kami akan merebut mahkota dan menumbangkan para lawan.
Ang humahabol ay kumikilos na parang hari. Kami ang mga hari at ipagtatanggol namin ang aming trono.
16 chasers. 16 dreams. M7, this is where dreams collide.
back to the M7 Swiss stage. It's the very first day, but we're going to be going on over to the second half of the day with some marquee matches, grand finals from other regions, now on the world stage. Yeah, that's only part of what you're going to be seeing in the second half. My name is Renmar here with Mirko, and finally joining us here for M7, it's Naisu. Bro, how have you been?
Hey, man, thumbs up. You know, I've been watching over at home. I've had a great time watching you guys, of course, here at Lead the Desk, but also just the matches, man. I think that was the best wild card we've had ever so far.
Yeah. It's a really good wild card. We also started off today with a banger. No one expected Onyx and Boostgate to go that hard. But then, of course, we also just came from the DFIG versus Falcons game that I gotta say, Falcons, I was not familiar with their game. I did not expect them to play the Matilda and Fredman like that.
Yeah, I really didn't expect the draft as well, but the outcome I kind of expected with my own predictions, right? Because Tongfang and Yaguay, they're amazing, but Falcons, even in GOTF, were able to really bring the games to a very, very tough position against Onyx even.
Yeah, what I like about this matchup that we saw earlier was that those were two teams that we saw from GOTF. So there are references to how they look like recently. Team Spirit was also in that tournament, but we haven't seen Evil in a while. The last time we had a Swiss that had a Singaporean team that delivered a surprising result, that was NIP Flash when they took down Aurora in the Swiss stages back in M6. So maybe, let's see if we're going to be seeing surprises with the match today. Again, it's going to be Evil versus Team Spirit. Don't see the predictions yet, but I think going into this, the community has pretty similar sentiments about how this might go.
It's interesting, right? Because you have, again, it's a Singaporean team, and I think for a lot of people, they when you watch Singapore play, they're always kind of this wild card in their own right. Like no matter if they're in the main stage or the wild cards. And they have a very unique kind of play style and energy and like kind of chaos that they bring to tournaments. And that's what I like to see because Team Spirit over the course of the years have really established themselves to a certain play style. And I think with it being Evil and maybe for some new to see them for the first time playing from Singapore, obviously now here on the international stage, this is a good shakeup. Today already in wildcard, or not wildcards, but first day of Swiss has been a shakeup already. I mean, the first game alone, I think you and I were in the shuttle on the way here. We were like, whoa, what's going on? So I think this is I mean, it's still going to be a test to see if Evil can match up to what we've seen from Team Spirit.
Personally, for me, I'm just really glad that we get to see a new version of a Singaporean team make it to the world stage because, again, for the longest time, it's Flash, and then we saw RSG, SG as well before, and it's just been those teams dominating, usually just a Diablo, right? Anywhere Diablo goes, he wins. This time, it's very different. And Evil actually brought in an Indonesian import in Aether. His brother just played, and he lost, unfortunately. But Aether was considered by many as a pretty bad jungler when he was playing in MPLID. So the fact that he got a second chance and then he became a champion in that region shows me at least that there's always room for growth, even for a player who's gotten so many chances in ID.
Yeah, it's a huge homecoming for him. And hell, what a better way than to make a name for yourself in the world stage or the global MLBB stage than to actually be part of the team that finally ended the streak of Team Flash. Team Flash dominated MPL SG for the longest time. No one expected Evo would be the one to come here to this stage, but here they are. Now let's look at Team Spirit. And it's similar to previous tournaments. Always have to be wary of Team Spirit. I'm pretty sure everyone remembers the heartbreak result that they suffered in MSC and still achieving 4th place in M6. But they have always been incredibly vocal about always just wanting to be the champion. They accept nothing less. They want that championship. So will we get Hiko Mania Part 2? Will it be the start of One-Shot Mania? Will Sawo and Sunset Lover continue their streak of impressive performances? There's a lot of questions for Team Spirit. So let's look at the keys to victory for Evil. Aether and Ven here must step up and sharpen their early game farming. Yeah, actually, up against a team like Spirit, Sawo, we know how he likes to play. You have to make sure that you have a presence early on.
Yeah, I think and for most of the teams here, it's really going to be a focus on that early game as we get the salute here, of course, from Evil here. But that's the main thing. I think that early rotation, being able to set things up, the sustained heavy compositions that we are seeing. I mean, you guys, we always talk about this when we go through the wild cards, right? There's a meta forming within the tournament itself for the M series. We saw that for the wild cards. We start to see a little bit of shades changing even here in Swiss Day 1 already, and I think that's going to be the case. I know Gideon even mentioned this in the Shift 1 casters where they said, you know, by the time we get to the playoffs too, you'll start to see some more specific hero picks pop up. Some teams in best of ones just play better. than they do in like best of threes or best of fives have you. So that's why I think if we really look at this, we know a whole lot about Team Spirit, what they're capable of doing. But even for a team like Team Evil, they could be just like what we saw from Team Flash in the past, where they shine in best of ones.
Could be, maybe a lot of those surprising picks coming through, but it's the same as also talking about some teams being really bad at playing the best of ones. Yeah. And I think a few teams have shown that they, in a best of one, actually do crumble on it a bit there. But CFU, oh man, we've gotten a few upsets actually already. Just with CFU dropping down.
Yeah, and again, I think the first matchup really started off the day with Onyx and Boostgate, where Onyx had to show off as to why they're the champions of MPL ID, why they're touted as one of the best teams right now heading into this tournament. So for Team Spirit and Team Evil, hopefully it's more surprises. I do not want to see a one-sided game here. It's best of ones. The day started off with a banger. Hopefully this one. I don't think we're going to get as crazy as the things Flash used to pull off, like Mortis mid, all of that.
Badang XP damage.
Yeah, Badang XP damage.
We can hope.
Hopefully, yeah, we can hope.
I don't know. Do people hope for that? I mean, like, I feel like I am. Like when I'm watching, I'm always like, yeah, let's bend the rules of the meta a little bit. And I feel like Singapore has been one of the regions that do that really well.
Yeah, if you were the coach of Evil, what would you pick? Tell them to pick nice. So like your spicy pick. Do you have one?
Hey, that's the answer hasn't changed, man. I'm always rooting for Gord. By the way, I know the other Gord mains out there. They notice that there is a soundbite within the intro of M7 that's actually the second skill of Gord. I'm just saying. A little fun fact.
Wow.
Yeah,
they caught that.
Yep, I caught that. So.
Oh.
The Gord heads.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it was picked up at M5, right? Sans played it a few times as well.
Yeah,
Grand finals too. So maybe it was from there. Maybe it was those clips from there.
Yeah. Of course, we have to talk about someone very important on the side of Team Spirit, a man who changed the game over in EECA. Kid Bomba, still, of course, here with Team Spirit and still eyeing out an even more impressive result in the M Series, looking to get that trophy. And he really changed the game. He put EECA on the map alongside Sawan Sunset Lover back in M5.
Yeah, it really feels like for Spirit, the one guy who's always just good, even in like very high pressure situations, is Bomba.
Yeah, so let's welcome Team Spirit in.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bastion of EECA, the dragon that reshaped the competitive MLBB landscape. In the XP, we got Kid Bomba. In the jungle, we got One Shot, Sunset Lover in the mid lane, Sawo in Rome. And in the gold lane, the man who stole the show at M6, Hicomania. Welcome, the Dragons of EECA, Team Spirit.
Spirit looking stalwart as ever. But of course, it's not just going to be them on the stage. They're going up against Evil from Singapore, the newest champions that they have.
Love the way you said it there. Let's go ahead and welcome them to the stage. It's the new face of Singaporean MLBB, the return of Sayla and Gear on the World Championship stage. In the XP, we've got Gear. In the jungle, Aether, mid, Sayla, Rome, powerful, and in the gold, Ven. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Once again, from Singapore, it's Evil.
Don't let the name fool you. They are some of the nicest dudes you will ever meet, but they just want to show it off in the game. Just how evil they are. You know, I went back and rewatched the grand finals of MPL SG. There were a few amount of, how do you call the evil fans? Little devils?
Little devils?
Yeah.
Is it?
There were
four right here in the building.
We got 4 little devils here too. But of course, we gotta welcome in our coaches. For Evil, it's Coach Bitoy. And for Team Spirit, it's Coach Cold Star and Oops.
I love it.
I like how we both
up, man.
Yeah, we both linked up. We knew how we wanted to say oops.
I love to see it. Again, this is going to be a great showcasing just because it's a best of one. I can't wait to see what Evil has in store because let the teams cook, man. You know, they have plenty of time to go ahead and get to this point for M7, get prepared. Maybe they've got some of those interesting picks up their sleeve. And to bring it to a team like this, and once again, against Team Spirit, you know, as we're going to go ahead and look at the lineups here for both teams, once again, for Evil, these guys, I feel like whenever you look at Team Singapore or team from Singapore, they have a different variation of experience and knowledge that they bring to the compositions that we get to see, and also some of that experimental vibes that we see from them. But I think, again, this is a time for them to go ahead and showcase what they're capable of, and it starts here against Team Spirit.
And on the other side, right, Team Spirit, the team that we actually think are the favorites coming into this matchup, the team that we have been hyping up, very consistent as well, having a pretty awful performance, an awful showing, I would say, in GOTF has gotten a lot of fans worried. Because EECA, it's not now, it's just Spirit. VP also were the heavy favorites coming into the wild card, and they were upset quite massively. A lot of people, even Osprey, got to talk to him outside, said they were just overconfident, and hopefully Spirit learned from that. Even up against the underdogs, a team that they are not, well, they are very favored to win. They need to take it seriously. They cannot go for those crazy picks. Just stick to what works and get the dub, because it's Swiss. You never know who your next opponents are going to be.
Exactly. Since we're on that topic, let's look at the keys to victory this time for Team Spirit. You have to disrupt Evil's early tempo and prioritize map control. So similar to what Mirko was saying, you really just have to start with the basics here if you're Team Spirit. Nice.
Yeah, one of the things about Team Spirit, though, and I think if for our viewers out there that have watched them in the recent competitive tournaments they've been in, you know, this is a perfect one. Lock in Hiko's Comfort Hero and secure lane advantage, because like that. One of the glaring issues
มานะคะทุกคนมาต่อกันว่าจะอยู่สัก2 ทุ่มนานจะนานเกินไปแล้วอยากนอน มีคอมเมนต์อะไรส่งมาได้เลยนะทุกคนเมื่อกี้มีคอมเมนต์แบบแปลกๆต้องการอะไรจากฉัน ต้องการอะไรจากกูวะคอมเมนต์ปะตอนนี้นะคะกำลังดับตัวมันก็นั่งเงียบๆดูกันไปแหละเนาะทุกคนทำงานไปด้วยฟิลInside sincerity could you be fine I'm good and back in Chicago ไม่เอาแล้วเหนื่อยช็อตเจ็ด11ทุกคนเชียร์ทีมไหนว่าเขามีแบบสุ่มแมปสุ่มอะไรอย่างงี้ด้วยเด้อมีแบรนด์เฟนนี่ด้วยมีผู้เฒ่ากำลังเฝ้าดูโอ้ยเพิ่งมาเล่นค่ะโหมดไฟมาดูแข่งดีกว่าเจอโนวาเรียท็อปโลกทั้งเกมยิงโดน6 นัดจริงๆคืออะไรอะ ไม่คือเราอะยังแบบจำชื่อตัวละครใน MLBB ยังไม่ครบเลยทุกคนมี131ตัวเยอะมากWe could be you be fine ตอนนี้เราไลฟ์เป็น3 ชั่วโมงแล้วอ่ะทุกคนคือทุบสถิติมากปกติไลฟ์แค่ชั่วโมงเดียวคือเกือบน็อกเกือบสิ้นพระชนม์because be you be fineมาแล้วเปิดมานะคะแล้วก็แต่ละฝั่งก็ตีบัฟของตัวเองเนาะตอนนี้กำลังสนกันอยู่2 ตัวโชว์มือสีแดงเป็นไฟเปิดคลิปไปได้ก่อนนะสวัสดีคนที่เข้ามาดูด้วยนะคะทุกคน ตอนนี้แข่งกันตึงๆนั่งดูไปพร้อมกับเรานี่แหละแล้วเราอาจจะไม่พูดอะไรเยอะนะช็อตเหนื่อยไม่อยากทำงานแล้วโซเฮ้ยเลนกลางบวกกันอย่างมัน3 ตัวเฮ้ยเอาไงทีนี้เฮ้ยตอนนี้นะคะฝั่งสีแดงทีมสปรินลิสนะคะทุกคน vs กับทีมอีวิวตอนนี้นะคะเงินทีมสปิริตข้างที่จะเยอะอยู่ 2,000 ก็คือเยอะนะก็อาจจะยังตามทันอยู่ก็รอดูนะคะว่าทีมอีวิวจะแก้เกมนี้ยังไงเด้อตอนนี้นะคะนี่เขาตรึงกันมากทุกคนเชียร์ทีมไหนคอมเมนต์มาส่งคอมเมนต์มาBecause be you be fine แล้วเธอคิดอย่างไรอยากให้รู้บอกทีโอ้ยเอฟเฟกต์วาร์ปสวยมากตอนนี้วิ่งขึ้นบนแล้วนะคะทะลวงป้อมเราคิดว่าถ้าดูสังเกตจากต้นเกมเนี่ยทีมสปิทนะคะก็คือได้เปรียบเป็นอย่างมากคือเขาครองทีมอีวิลคือโดนกดนะคะทีมอีวิลเป็นทีมจากสิงคโปร์นะทุกคนใช่ปะธงมันเล็กมากเลยสิงคโปร์Because be you be fine Bring back in Chico and I feelingโอ้ยโอเคทุกคนเดี๋ยวเราจะไปแล้วดีกว่าตอน1 ทุ่มนะเพราะว่าเหนื่อยแล้วไลฟ์ไป3 ชั่วโมงเดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้รอดูอีกทีนะคะว่าจะมาอีกรอบไหมเผื่อแบบมีงานมีอะไรอย่างงี้เนาะ เฮ้ยไปแล้วนะคะทุกคนแล้วเพื่อเกมนี้ทีมน่าจะชนะไว้เจอกันใหม่นะคะเดี๋ยววันไหนไม่รู้นะเดี๋ยวมาบอกไว้แล้ว